Welcome back to 10 Cents Podcast. Everybody's back. It's the
Yay!
full team.
I'm here.
Adam didn't
finally.
quit.
I tried real hard.
Robbie talked him. He's talked him
Yeah.
off the edge.
Yeah,
So it's not worth it, man.
Yeah.
It's because we couldn't find a replacement.
You know, whatever reason it was, I still appreciated the pep talk.
He's back.
Sometimes everybody needs a little,
I wish
hurrah,
that was what was really
kumbaya.
going on, and it wasn't that my life is a complete and total shit show, and I don't have time to breathe, let alone record this most of the time.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's amazing we still do this because
After-
the amount of
But
time,
I just love doing it so much, you know?
the amount of free time I had 3 years ago is drastically different than it is
Try
now.
having a child.
No.
I will. We already talked about
It's the worst.
sticky hands.
Yeah, dude.
You missed that whole conversation.
I don't have an answer for that. It just is.
His theory of kids creating sugar. That
I think that's it.
I think they
Science-
use sugar, yeah.
Science needs to, like, somebody, I like testing on kids is kind of a moral gray area, but I'm just saying,
Like I
You
give
should
my
look
kid
into
a
it.
glass of water and he'll hand it back to me sticky. And I'm just like, how did you do
right,
that?
like
how
somebody,
did this happen?
I'm just saying, if somebody's a scientist and they're listening, find an ethical way to figure out why it is that kids produce sugar, and, maybe we can use it to fix global warming or something. I don't know, who knows?
Whatever.
I'm just saying somebody should look into it.
I doubt it's useful.
Somebody should put it in a textbook at least. I want credit for figuring part of it out, though. Put my name on it. I started it. I discovered
a footnote
it.
a footnote in it.
Right. I guess I didn't discover it, but I'm the one that, said something.
Brought it to the
first.
masses.
Right. So somebody, just put my name on it. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, we have.
What are you looking at, Robbie?
Your lime
Wait,
green
wait.
nose.
my
I got
nos.
I got a fix for that.
What?
What?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god.
Oh,
I received
no.
a large shipment
I didn't
no.
notice you had a whole box
Liquid
of
death?
of
What
Liquid Death, and they're tall boys.
What
they look
is
like
it?
they look like
what is it? Who?
or not Old Milwaukee. This
Yeah.
It's a Viking look.
no, I was thinking of it looks like High Life cans. Tall
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
What is it?
Murder
There you
your
go. You're gonna find
Oh,
out. I got
God,
something
dude.
for everybody.
mountain water.
Mountain.
Murder your
Who
thirst.
sent you this shit?
I don't remember who said they were gonna send it, and I didn't have
Was
it.
it
in
Austin?
Might have been Austin.
Was it Covey?
It might have been. They had my address already. They didn't ask permission. They just sent it to me.
Had to have been Austin. The Austrian Alps.
But
This
seriously,
frosty can of pristine Austrian mountain water won't just refresh your body. It will murder your thirst. This is the most metal drink in the world.
somebody said to me, "Would you drink this?" And I said no. And then I come back a week later, and there's 12 tall boys. I'm like, that's our proprietary thirst. This is hard to read because it's the can.
It
Sorry,
glares.
it's a little hard to read.
It's impossible to
Our
read.
proprietary thirst murdering process begins with Liquid Death forming a rope of veins that will wrap around your thirst head and strangle it. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time reading this. Once
It's gold.
Liquid Death reaches your thirst brain, all of your thirst memories will be replaced with repeating loops of its own head imploding.
Which is
Which is exactly what happens next by it causing your thirst head to implode and its brains to squirt out of its ears. Once your thirst has been murdered, the soul of your thirst will begin to escape and float towards the ceiling. At this point, drink a second sip of Liquid Death to rip its soul back down and force it to begin gluing its own body parts together so that it can crawl back inside of you and eventually grow into a fully formed thirst once again.
It's got a pH.
Well,
of 7.
that's the best
man.
label I've ever read.
It's got a pH of 7.9.
I think I might be glad this is in a can so I can't see it first.
Tastes like refreshing water.
Yeah, it's just water.
I think it's just plain old water.
Tastes like water.
Yeah, just like
Might have
water.
been a little
It's
pressure on the
strange.
can as
There's
well.
a little strangeness to it.
I
It's
like
a little
the gold
aggressive.
can.
It's a little aggressive marketing.
It's very metal. It's a metal drink. Where's it from?
Definitely
Austria?
Robbie approved.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Somebody spent way too much money on this joke.
What was it, like $20 to ship? $30
$22 Amazon Prime.
plus shipping.
Ooh.
No.
Well, I guess if they have Amazon
No, they
Prime.
just had it drop straight to him in an Amazon box.
I mean, I'm going to drink
It's
the rest of
bottled
it.
in Austria and shipped to Des Moines.
It's not bottled, Robbie.
It says bottled at source.
It's canned.
It's canned.
In Austria.
This shit is so metal.
It's super metal. I feel very metal.
It's just really hard to read the can.
It's hard to read the can. The
It's
can's
reflective
great.
gold.
The can looks great. It says Liquid Death, and then it's got a skull with I think the skin is melting off of it.
That's
is
what
what's
I was
happening.
going to go
It's
with.
his thirst going away.
Right. Well,
That's your thirst
this is
head.
the thirst.
Head.
Right, and the skin is melting off of it.
Yeah, I'm taking these for later. These are
That's
great.
good stuff. I like it.
Thirst heads sounds weird.
It's a lot of money for just water, but yeah, these are fucking metal.
Pretty sweet cans. So anyway, there you go. See, he's got a nos. He's got some water. He's got a lot of
I do
hydration.
have a
over there.
NOS. I've discovered that NOS seems to be the only energy drink that like I actually get a kick out of. Like I've
Like you
If
enjoy.
no.
like it actually
the amount of caffeine in it actually gets his
no,
motor
because
going.
doesn't have any more caffeine than a can of Monster or anything. But something they put in there is got a kick to it,
It's the cocaine.
and I actually feel it. Like
It's the cocaine.
I
it
still-
makes me all
I still say the blue can's the best tasting energy.
nah,
drink.
dude. This is
the one
new
that looks like the
This is
actual
new?
bottle.
The green one.
This green one's new.
I could
and
smell
remember the nuclear green extreme that I used to drink
Oh god, yeah.
that they don't sell anymore.
Yep.
This is as close as I can get.
Ah,
It's very similar. I love it. Makes me super happy.
It smells. It's very sour, like
Oh yeah,
sour apple.
Yeah, it's got
I
an
can
appley taste to
smell
it a little bit.
yum.
It's a deal.
What's the original taste like?
Deliciousness. I don't know.
I would
Nos.
say it's
It's more
kind of
tastes
like
like
an
Nos.
orange.
Yeah, it's more.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more traditional.
Oh, I think I've had.
yeah, it's a traditional
I've had one.
I
energy drink.
still really enjoy a classic Nos.
Yeah, they were handing them out at Hot Import Nights last year. I had like
Hell yeah.
I took like 6 of them.
Where?
Yeah, you
Where was I getting them? Was it Nos or was it Monster? Maybe it was Monster. I think I was getting them at St. Louis. FD
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah,
They always have
Can't remember what that
Rockstar at
was.
Grid Life.
Right. Yep. With the dudes that used to
The-
work out.
Yeah, the guys that like they were in shape 5 to 10 years ago.
But now they got to drink 6 full sugar monsters a day, and they're
Right.
just not hanging in there anymore.
But they're like touring festivals and they think they're just slaying, but they probably don't.
there's
No,
no,
zero
there's no
at all.
slang. Those tents are empty, bro.
It's
Yeah.
that's not the story he told Robbie.
Oh,
He didn't actually tell a story, but I'm assuming
But
theoretically.
If we talk to him, that's the story he would give us.
listen up, bro. This is what
Bro,
happened last night.
There's so many bro.
right, dicking down, I think it's probably a term that he uses regularly.
No, he uses the phrase body count.
Probably.
These are things he says.
Wow.
There's a type of people out there, and that was probably who that was. That's all that we're saying.
We're making a lot of assumptions. It's fine.
But are we wrong? Probably.
There is
not.
nobody here to tell me I'm wrong.
Right. Which makes it right.
Right.
If-
100% of people in this room agree with you.
This is our
Statistically-
podcast.
Therefore, you are correct.
If he wanted,
Statistically speaking, we are not proven wrong.
if he wants to, make up stories about us, he can start his own podcast.
That's fine.
So
we didn't say anybody specific. I don't know who the fuck it was.
yeah, I don't have any names.
It's like the equivalent of Florida Man. It's just
He
Rockstar
was,
Man.
that was,
Rockstar
that was
Rockstar
definitely
bro.
some
Rockstar
level.
bro.
That was some level of Florida man for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, Robbie, you want to talk about this thing that Kanga and Isaac Auto Art are doing?
They're doing a giveaway of a custom 16 by 20 inch artwork as a collaboration
Giveaway
giveaway
thingy.
right.
So you should go to kangamotorsports.com and get entered now.
I don't know when it closes. Do we know when it closes?
At the end of the month, I believe.
This isn't too late, is it?
kangamotorsports.com/giveaway. Winner will be drawn on June 30th.
Oh, look at us being on time.
Way ahead.
Would have been more in our wheelhouse if that would have ended before the show comes out.
Right, but on like Friday. It ended on Friday, and the show comes out on
Right,
Sunday.
exactly.
James has been listening long enough. He's like, no, seriously, I have to push it out till the end of June.
Yeah, I got to give.
If you want the
Gotta
guys on
give 'em some
1010,
time.
Please remember.
if you want it to be on the show.
That was the other thing too. You got to give him a couple shows to remember to do it.
Yep, because if he reminds me on Wednesday, we don't record Wednesday, then I'm going to miss it. It's going to be
I
the
can't
next
believe
week.
you remembered because I didn't remember.
It's on his homepage. It's like he knew. If I pulled it up, it's right there. On the,
Oh
I
yeah,
won't
there you
forget.
go. Fair enough. All right, so do that. Now we're gonna get into Adam's show. I don't know. What,
I guess I've been
It's
gone
Adam-
so
it's a-
long.
It's a makeup
he's had-
show.
I've
he's
been gone so long
listening.
that I have like a stack of openers,
It's a makeup show, for
and
sure.
so we're just gonna bang them all out.
It's Adam's Opener presented by
Adam's
Factor
openers.
Fabrication.
Adam's openers
Openers.
presented
To make
by
up for the lack of openings we've had the last couple weeks.
Factor Fabrication.
Should we talk about Booney and his adventures real quick, or do we
Sure.
want to do that at the end?
I think he needs to
We
come
do
on
it.
the show and talk about
I
it
think we
himself.
yes too.
No, I want to go to the shop.
Well, yeah.
because I love going to shops. We should go
Yeah,
to
that's
Booney's shop
fun.
and record in there.
Okay.
And while we're at Booney's shop, we need to get him to get us a hookup with Competition Motorsports so we can go to that shop.
I like it.
Look at all that networking. We just put all that stuff together.
Because that shop looks like a good time, too.
Yes.
That's the one in Waukee.
It's the
isn't
one
it?
in Waukee.
They always have cool stuff.
Yeah, they got like Porsches and stuff.
Yeah.
So like,
It's like
now
it's
we have to
we
go
can hang
there,
out.
right?
Like, what's
Yeah.
up, bro?
You can be friends and you can talk about oil pans and stuff.
Yeah, like capacities and liters and stuff.
so many.
So many liters.
You have to
of
talk
stuff.
about it in liters, not quarts, though, right?
Actually, yes. I kept talking in quarts. I don't know what the conversion rate is for liters, but
Yeah,
I should
get
probably
on
figure
that.
that
I can't remember off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Booney should know about that. He does German stuff, don't they?
Now when you say tires, do you say it with a Y?
When I type it to people, yeah. I say it mentally with a
Right,
Y.
yeah.
I don't know if
In
people
your
pick
head,
up
you
on
say
it.
it with
Like,
a Y.
did they hear it? You know, I don't know. Who knows?
I hear it now.
You do.
I'm gonna hear it for sure now.
Tires.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Anyway, Adam, what's the first one?
I don't even know where to start.
Robbie's got a list, don't you?
No, I just have a bunch of pictures to try to keep up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Let's start with the Grand Tour because that was kind of a long time ago.
That's on par, on brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been gone for
We're either late or
Like a
really
month.
late. Okay.
it's fine.
We were ahead of ahead
we're
of
a
the Grand Tour.
month and a half ahead of schedule on James's thing.
Well, on the Grand Tour, all their news articles were like
Yeah,
6
they
months
every
old. compared-
Every
Every
fucking
week.
news story they did was one that
Bastards.
we already did.
You heard it here first.
That's why they're not doing it anymore because they're like these guys. It's just like
This-
way so
this
far. We
10,
just
We
are
can't
so
even
far
keep
ahead.
up with the Joneses.
It's like
here.
the same thing, but they're so far ahead that we can't.
It's
It's
because of
not
Drive
worth-
Tribe. They post
not
our
worth
stuff
doing.
and then they listen to it and then
I
they share
never-
it on the show.
Never
true.
even thought about that.
Right.
Because our
good.
episode comes out when it's about new, and then they record the show
where your
right
head's
after
at.
Right, but
that.
they
Makes
look
sense.
through the Drive Tribe to find all their little hunter people. They look through it, and then
just
they go.
saying.
They listen to 1010's podcast, and then they
Yes.
take our news stories that they
Yes.
like because they're not ours,
No,
and then they do. Like this was a funny bit, and then they put that in. I mean, not anymore, but they did for that one season.
yeah, it was funny when the 1010s guys did it. It'll be funnier when they do it,
Right.
on a national or international
Prove
scale.
me wrong. Go back and listen to our show, and then go back and listen to all the news segments that they did
Just
for this
the
one.
last season.
Season
Right,
3.
and then tell me that they didn't pick out like 6 things that we did.
So anyway, I only vaguely remember this episode because I was trying not to die at the time that I was watching it.
That's when you were very sick.
It's when I was very, very sick.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
It was like a week-long flu. It was the worst.
Those are fun. Yeah,
yeah, the worst.
that's a great way to lose weight. Just don't eat for a week.
I
Just purge.
Basically,
Just
didn't.
purge
yeah,
all week.
Yeah, I coughed so hard I vomited. It was awesome.
Great,
Wow.
That's
Great.
awesome.
That's a great week.
That's a great place to be in life.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't give my 3-year-old credit enough because he took it like a trooper compared to dear old dad.
Dad didn't enjoy it very
No,
much.
I think I don't know. It was rough.
He'd vomit and go play again. You're just sitting on the couch.
No, he never vomited or anything like that. He'd just like say that he'd like come up to me and be like, "It hurts," and I was like, "What hurts?" And he'd just like point,
Everything hurts.
and I was
Here.
just like, "I don't know what to do with that information, buddy," you know. And then I realized when I got it,
Everything hurts.
it hurts, and now I'm with you, buddy. I'm
At least
with
now
you.
you know for next time. Put him in quarantine, maybe. Like, that's cool. I get it.
Yeah, it was
You got to stay in that room, though.
rough. Anyway, the last episode of the Grand Tour. There's a bunch of stuff that kind of happened in there. Some people cried. I mean, if you have a soul and you're in any way, shape, or form a fan, you probably shed a tear or two. You know.
I didn't cry. You cried.
Yeah, right. Don't be a bitch.
I mean, I
You
was,
cried.
I was just cutting onions.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't
There's a lot of
know.
pollen
It's just-
in here today.
Yeah, I was getting supper ready. Making,
Yeah, it's-
cutting
it's fine.
onions for the stew. It's,
It was not good. It's not a.
Not a good look.
It was a strong emotional. Like Jeremy Clarkson crying is not like that. Hurts my insides.
Yeah.
It's not good.
you got to cry with him at that.
Oh
point.
man, that was pain. It was really painful.
It was a deal. But anyway, the Mondeo montage.
Yes.
Mondeo montage. I like that.
Yes.
For some reason that.
Well, it's not really a montage.
That
it's more
works
like
for
a
me.
It's like a.
biography of.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of fun
or
to say
documentary.
Mondeo montage
Okay, I'll allow it.
because of the first syllable.
Yes.
Alliteration, they call it.
But I don't know why, but that just made me as a guy who loves kind of weird, quirky cars. For some reason, that whole thing just made me so happy.
There's a lot of history in that little docu
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about them.
No.
And apparently everybody over there has them.
Well, so we didn't get the real early ones,
Right.
but later in time, I think they were just a contour. I think that
At one point, we had the contour.
I think that
and then-
ST200
Yep.
or whatever that they were driving around is a contour SVT.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I had an
In
X that had
America.
one. It was the wagon. It was terrible.
Just
Not
a
the-
contour, not
yes,
an SVT.
not correct.
Okay.
It was not good. It was a bad.
I don't know why, but I'm super intrigued by the SVT version.
I think it's a great car.
I think they're kind of
I think
cool.
everybody that's had
Like,
one has thought it was great.
You know, I hesitate to say that now because now you know when you say something like that after they talk about it, then you're just being
That guy.
you're on their coattails. But like I always kind of thought that they were interesting.
That's why I say that the 5-speed Lumina's.
That's a car that like
Shit.
when I see in the wild, it makes me happy.
You talking about this guy right here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of body kit on
There's
that
a
one.
lot
but
of
yeah.
body kit on that one.
Well, they come with a lip kit on them. I don't. That might
That one?
be.
Is that right or is that wrong?
I don't know if that's the right one. Or see, you never see them.
Yeah,
you don't-
no,
you
you
don't-
don't.
you don't
You
see 'em at
absolutely
all.
don't.
And
All
so
I'm
I
seeing
don't-
everyone's just like it.
Maybe that's the. Maybe that's.
I mean, that one.
Maybe
was,
that one was lower.
That one was aggressively lowered.
That one
But-
had different wheels on it too. This is a little,
yeah, that's it.
yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, maybe that was it. That was the bug.
But I think they're kind of cool. And
Robbie doesn't agree.
Not even a little bit.
I can see his face.
That's a pretty sweet Taurus you guys like there.
it's not a Taurus. It's
It's
smaller.
smaller though. The Taurus from that generation. I know people like.
As a show.
No,
No.
It's so bad.
'Cause
Though.
that generation would have been that dumb V8
Yeah.
show that they made.
Yep.
Not the Yamaha one.
No, that's earlier than the Contour SVT. There was
What's
there
the
was
V8
the
one?
there was the Contour, or there was the original show Taurus, which was kind of boxy and had that Yamaha V6 and super rad.
Yeah, that one was bad.
And then there was the more roundy, like bulbous headlighted Taurus.
Yes.
And they made that as a show with a V8 in it. And a girl I went to high school with had one, and we stole it from her every once in a while, and we trolled Hondas with it.
Can I
It was
stop you real
pretty
quick?
good for that. Yeah,
There's going to be some sort of weird Taurus show faction group that we didn't know listened to this show.
Yeah,
And they're going to
okay,
get
I'm good
fucking
with
bent
that.
out of shape about this. So let's just get it straight. Because you know how people are about Fords. So from
Still getting shit about
89,
Mustangs.
89 to 91, that's the first gen?
That's the cool one.
No.
Oh, that's not. That's the first
Wait.
gen of Taurus.
No, it's the first. There was a show that was the 89 to 91 that looks almost exactly the same as the 92 to 95, which I think is the one that you're talking about.
Both of those are cool because they both had the Yamaha V6.
Yes.
and they're both pretty cool.
Yes.
I think it's
yeah,
just a
that's,
lightly
that's the second
facelifted.
gen.
It's lightly
Yeah, it's the second gen.
facelifted. Is
So they're
all.
calling it a second gen.
Yeah, well, you know, because Ford can't.
Who even knows?
Ford and their
Who even knows?
generations, it's just not worth it.
Who
man.
even knows?
We're
Okay.
opening a can of worms again.
That doesn't. They're like there's times when they should have one and they don't, and then there's times when
They didn't need to, and
right
they
and
did.
they do right. So that's one of those cases now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, like
absolutely. But then would it be the third gen or did they
the
skip a
third,
generation?
the third gen's the roundy one that I really dislike.
Yes, that's not a good car. I don't think it was even that good of a motor. It's a front wheel drive V8. It's mounted transversely.
235 horsepowers.
Horsepower. Oh yeah.
So if
third
I'm
gen.
not mistaken, I think that might have made it as much or more horsepower than the Mustang of the same era,
Probably more.
which kind of hurts, but that's fine.
And then the fourth gen's the real giant one, which actually I do like the fourth gen. I think it was.
I
Maybe
wish
a
that
little
their
expensive.
transmission wasn't as bad as it supposedly is, because apparently it can't take much more than stock power.
Yeah, because you could make a whole flying shit ton of power out of that.
It's basically a Ford
EcoBoost.
GT.
It's a Ford GT engine out of a F-150 in a Taurus,
Yes.
and I think it looks good. I like the
It's
look
not a
of
bad
it.
looking
No,
car.
I think they were good.
The new
Not a lot
Taurus
of
is
great,
alright.
you know, not a lot of great visibility, but I
Yeah.
like the car. I like the interior.
But you know what I would have if I was going to have that drivetrain? It would be in the Flex.
Yes, Tim got a Flex.
Tim got a Flex?
The Flex, the square one.
Not because didn't he have an Edge?
He had an Edge,
He had an Edge.
right?
So you sure
Now
got,
he has a Flex.
Okay,
which
so then he
should
got
be the
smarter.
Edge.
right?
Yes, but he says it's very great.
Which motor? Does it have the?
Forgot.
Okay.
I don't know.
Damn it. Tim messaged me today. Actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a great vehicle.
Yeah.
That's his looks like that. Luke has an
has
edge.
one
What,
that's been-
flex. Fuck. No, wait. What is it?
No, he has a flex.
Okay,
This
it's a
is the
flex.
flex.
His is lowered
Yes.
and been tuned lately, and it's super rad.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. You know how
I like
Facebook, when you post things in public groups, it'll show it to people who aren't in those groups?
Yes.
One time, Luke posted his flex in a Taurus show owners group and asked some questions, and I was reading through the comments because
Why not?
yeah, and people were like, you know, he was just asking for help, and he literally says in his thing, he says, you know, I've got this car or I've got this thing, but like flex owner groups are not really a thing. This is the same motor as a Taurus. I'm just looking for some recommendations or some help or whatever it was he was looking for, and like 50% of the comments were people like, that's not Taurus.
No shit. Go back and read the post.
Like, yeah, I know. This is a Taurus group, bro. Get that flex out of here. Like,
People on the internet
Come
can't
on,
read.
guys.
People are the worst.
Or they can only read like one. Like if you give
Well, it's
them
not
3
even-
sentences, they read the middle
they
sentence
probably,
for some reason.
but they probably read it and just don't care because I don't. What?
People ain't no good.
Why are they so defensive of their Taurus group?
The 240SX group's the same way. Some of a couple of my men are better now, but yeah, it's just
It's weird, man.
it's shitty all the time.
But see, then you'll have like the Dodge groups I'm in. Someone will post like an old Dodge van that's got nothing to do with the group, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's super cool."
You Dodge guys are weird.
what do you?
just,
what,
we're just
how do,
friendly.
how do you turn the corner to having friendly people? I think the people in the Fiat group are friendly. And does it just have to be like an old cheap car?
It's got to be a
Yeah,
that
I
what
think
it
it's
is?
got to be an
Smaller
old
group. It has to be a
cheap
smaller
car,
group.
and it has to be people that own them on purpose. Like
Yes,
nobody,
they made an
no one,
effort. Yes.
no one accidentally owns a Fiat 124.
Not one that runs. No.
Right? You don't like. You
You
don't
might
like just.
inherit one that doesn't work.
You don't like
somehow.
just happen upon one, and you're like, "Oh, this is cool," and buy it. That's not
No, that's not advisable.
right. So,
'Cause-
and those people are trying to save that community,
Yes,
and so
That's it right
they're
there.
required to be friendly.
that's what it is. It's people trying to save a group of cars. That's
Right.
That's the difference.
right.
Yeah. Like the 240 LSX group only has a smaller number, it's still pretty big, but compared to like the 240SX owners group, which has like 100,000 people.
I
in
won't
it,
even join a group that's that big.
No, it's just garbage all the time.
Usually,
shit talking.
generally speaking, I won't join a group that's over like probably 1,500.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's 8,000 in the 240. Maybe not. I bet it's not even that big.
That's too many.
I don't want
It
to
is too many people.
People,
Anyway.
too many people.
The Grand Tour.
Yes.
Well, that's where we-
Fords.
yeah, that's
Fast
where we
forwards.
started.
No, we were there.
That's where we started. That whole thing, the end of it, where they brought all those people to the church and they just like shut down
The
that
town.
was so cool to me. It just made me so happy. And I like, you know, if we did that here, no one would show up.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, we're talking about this car or like any car.
I don't even know that there's an owner's community that of any make or model that would be able to bring that number of people for such a silly concept.
Yeah.
I think we're just it's a cultural difference, and I think we're just too many. There's too many assholes here or something. I don't know what it is for sure, but I just don't think that would happen here. Even
No, I don't think so.
even with the pull of those guys, I just don't think it would happen. But maybe I want to be wrong.
Yeah, it'd be great to be
I
wrong
don't,
on
I
that.
don't know that I am. And I thought it was cool. It made me really happy.
Yeah, I agree. I all of it was excellent.
That season was
Nobody
very,
nobody
very
tells a story about fucking nothing like Jeremy Clarkson does.
Well, and then all three of them
Yeah.
had a dramatically different story about that car,
Right.
or
Or not
something
that car.
or not
Yeah.
that car.
Some other fucking weird
Or
two-door
how-
terrible thing.
How disappointed you were in your dad for buying a
that
shooting
a-
brake.
Was that a Reliant? What was that? No, I can't even remember what that was. It was terrible though. Why would you have such a long car with 2 doors? There was space for 2 more doors,
It's a shooting brake,
but not in like a
not in a good way.
in a
though.
reasonable way.
No,
it was terrible.
It was bad, start to finish. But it was just cool, you know. So I don't know and then the announcement they made, which I think we all knew coming into the show.
I
'Cause
still
that-
thought they were canceling the show there for a second. It was
Well, I
not-
think
it
that's
was
kind of
not
what he
good.
did. The way he worded it made it sound like the show was done, and then he clarified, no, it's just the tent section.
Maybe in his mind, that show is dead.
Yeah.
And what they're doing now is something different.
Which, yeah, I would say is probably true.
I mean, maybe that's
The
kinda where
format's
he's
clearly
at on it.
changed.
Yeah. Well, so this is what they're doing. They're doing away with the tent in the studio segment.
So
If
basically getting rid of the audience.
if you haven't seen it, I don't know that that's a spoiler necessarily, but
now it's too late now.
that's what the American Top Gear ended up doing. They tried to do the audience thing, and they tried to do the track, and it didn't fit that group, and it didn't work, and they did away with it, and the show got way better, and it was really enjoyable. And honestly, I know it'll be different, but I'm not disappointed by it.
no, I think it'll be just fine.
If you don't think they're still going to do stupid shit,
I think
mean,
it's gonna be. I think it might be better.
Yeah, because I kind of lose interest on some of the crowd stuff.
Right. Like, I know, Michael, you skip almost all of their interviews.
I always skip the interview, yeah. Which I didn't do this season,
Right.
which was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the only interviews I ever watched from Top Gear were Michael Schumacher, and that was probably the only one.
Yeah. If it was someone I cared about, I would watch it.
If I watched them, I'd watch the whole episode.
Yeah. So, the news part will be missed to some extent. I mean, I think, that's why we do it.
Yeah.
That's why we do our news segment, is because, it was kind of inspired off of what they do. So, but I don't think it's going to be bad. I'm excited for it to see where they go and what they come up with. And it's going to be, it's going to be wild.
Well, they'll be able to do basically all the cars that they've been doing to this point. They'll do old stupid car challenges. They'll do new cars, supercars, regular cars. I mean, they still have an opportunity to test everything. It's not like we're going to miss out on something.
And if you ask any diehard Top Gear fan to name their favorite episode, there's a real possibility that it's one of their adventure shows.
Yeah.
It's them driving across Africa. It's them driving across Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows. So I don't think we're going to lose anything. I think it's going to be great still.
We might lose Abby.
She seemed cool.
Hopefully
she
not.
put up-
Hopefully they can figure out something stupid for her to do.
Yeah. I don't see why they couldn't
They can still have a test track. They don't need to have an audience for that.
Well, I don't think they're going to have that at all.
Just completely get rid of that.
But like they used her in a challenge capacity in one of those shows.
Yep.
They're like, there's no point in owning these fast cars because they're just as slow cars in traffic. And they're not wrong.
No, James was not wrong.
He's absolutely right.
Yep.
That doesn't mean I want to drive something slow and terrible every day. I do, but it doesn't mean I want to. If you were going to give me the option, I would certainly take any of the 3 cars that they had there.
I have a new theory about that. The cars that you can buy now are so fucking fast.
Stupid.
Outrageously fast.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
The fact that you can walk into a dealership and walk out with a 700 horsepower car
Well-
without anything.
yeah. But I'm not, I guess.
$100 down.
I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to live in a world where you can do that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But I guess my point is, what's the point? Like, why?
Why you're daily driving your 700 horsepower Hellcat?
Yeah.
What I think is crazy is that not only can you walk into a dealership and buy a 700 horsepower car, but you can walk into almost any dealership
Yeah.
because almost every manufacturer makes a car that is makes no difference 700 or more.
Yep.
Almost all of them. And that's a crazy world to live in.
You can buy a BMW that does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's got 4 doors.
And it's
That shit just is insane.
annoyingly comfortable too.
Yeah, and does like 210 miles an hour or something like that. That
That's what you need for your daily commute.
I don't think you do. Like
of
if I
course
had
not.
if I had
That's awesome.
And I really do at some point in my life want to own an AMG Mercedes so I can
Something
have
ridiculous.
that experience and then probably never do it again.
Yeah.
But there's zero reason for it.
Yeah.
You do not need 600 horsepower
No.
in a 4-door sedan. It is so asininely stupid.
Yeah. I think like a ZR1 at some level makes sense. You know?
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
So fast.
It
though,
is.
dude.
It is
It's
super.
like a
it's
different
it's
dimension.
stupid fast. But like the GT2 RSs, the ZR1s, like those are track focused sports cars.
Yeah.
They have a place, and they kind of make sense. I'm not so sure that we should be putting that kind of speed in the hands of
The elderly.
everyday
It's old people buying
Well,
them.
that's just
everyday
it.
people. And then but not only that, but we've seen crashes, and most of the time those cars are built up to some extent with safety precautions. But like a stock ZR1, it doesn't have any of that stuff. I mean, yeah, it's got airbags, and
Yeah, it's past the highway.
I mean,
safety,
maybe there could be an argument made that car is safer than, some track mod Honda Civic that makes 700 wheel horsepower and has a cage in it. Maybe that is not as safe as I think it is, but it feels safer.
Yeah, you just crash differently.
Like James Houghton's Integra just last week made 911 to the wheels. And it weighs like 22 or 2300 pounds. Like, that car is stupid. Maybe it's not as safe as I think it is. I don't know.
I think it's just a different type of safe because when you have all the safety gear,
Right.
and
So
you're
that's the
strapped
thing is like,
in,
if you're doing 160 and you hit a wall in that Corvette versus James, he's got his neck restraint on and a containment seat
Yep.
and all that stuff. Like, he's probably better off.
Well, they're kind of different though, because James's car is not meant to collapse like
yeah,
a
it's
new
rigid.
car
It's-
would.
the
the new
Corvette
car
would collapse, and
the new
airbags
car is
would
meant to
cushion you.
to kind of fall apart.
Yeah, but I think if you hit a wall at 160, which is a very real possibility at a lot of racetracks with those cars,
It happens, man.
you
It happens to the best of us.
you might not. I mean, you even with airbags, you
You'll
could
feel it.
very
You'll be hurt.
easily
you might
break your
die.
neck.
You might die.
You'll be
There's no
very
doubt.
hurt. There's no
no
denying
doubt.
that.
But I've heard of stories of people like hitting those center supports for bridges and shit at like
Yeah.
70 miles an hour and
That'll kill
walking
you.
away. I mean, that
Yeah.
shit's it's weird that we exist in a world where
Those
you can hit
don't
something that
move.
hard. Yeah. There's nothing that you could hit something that hard and
Well,
get out
Just
and
kind of
walk away
scrape
from
it.
it.
Your
Have
car's
you-
got nothing left with the
But
Have you
yeah.
seen the video of the smart car when they smash it into a wall at like 70 miles an hour?
No.
And then the dude walks over there and opens the door.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like, I wouldn't want to be the guy in the car.
No.
And I don't know that you wouldn't walk away from it, but you might not die. And that's impressive.
It is.
I don't want to give any positive attributes to the smart car.
I'm with you on that one. Why would you buy a smart car when you could buy an IQ? I was 100%. That was like one of the few things I supported in the last 2 weeks' shows. But
We
that's
talked
fine.
about everything. Everything was on brand for us in the last
I
two
was-
episodes.
To be completely honest with you, a little upset with your guys' approval of that fucking Lexus.
I knew.
you
But
did.
I
I'm
was
so
genuine.
happy.
Like when I saw, I was like, "Yeah, I don't dislike it actually.
I don't.
Can't stand it. It's the worst.
That's the best part of it.
I actually kind of like it,
Yeah,
and it makes 100%. It makes
I'm
so
driving-
much sense.
I stand behind
It
my
makes 100.
statements.
That car makes so much sense. Like as a
think
luxury vehicle, it makes
the
so
vehicle
much
itself
sense.
makes way more sense to me than buying like an A8L, a long wheelbase car.
Yeah.
yeah,
That makes the
It's
van
way more
makes way
comfortable.
more sense.
Way more.
But that is not an excuse for that front end.
I love it.
It's
so
the
bad.
worst.
But it looks better than the Toyota version.
yeah, the Toyota version is
I-
pretty
you
bad
know,
too.
I've said some bad things about Lexuses, and I just don't know anymore, man. Because I saw one the other day, and I was like, "That's nice," and then I
nice-
was like, "Oh shit, that's that Lexus that I said looks stupid."
Their race or their performance cars,
Their new track car commercial.
they've made that
Oh my
front
God,
end
that
work.
car looks good.
Yeah, I don't even mind the LX anymore, the big one. I think it's I don't know if it's good, but it's I don't hate it.
It's not good.
Yeah, we don't need to rehash that conversation, but
Right.
Yeah, the RCF.
Yeah.
God damn, that car
that's a
looks
great
looking
it's
car.
a great car. That's a great car.
Yeah. It's a good looking car. But it's not
That's a sell all the things for car.
It's not chrome.
Do it, Robbie. Do
which
it, do it, do it.
Which I think is why it works for me.
Robbie, you don't have to live this
Robbie, that's
Nissan life.
that's just a Toyota.
You could be a Lexus guy.
It's just a
It would
Toyota.
last forever.
Yeah,
You could
man.
be a Lexus guy, Robbie.
You could
I could
rebadge
be a
it.
Lexus.
You could rebadge it with
That could-
Toyota badges.
Nah, I
And
could,
then-
I could just hang out with all my Porsche friends
Right.
now with my Lexus.
Right.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have just quit this shit.
Things change.
This would be the best of both worlds.
I
This is
haven't
track
changed.
focused.
I haven't changed. I'm staying me. Don't worry, guys.
You just said something about buying a Porsche today on
a small block, and I was joking. It's a $17,000 Porsche.
It was very cheap. It's almost worth buying it and putting it back.
It might actually
It might
be.
It probably would be.
Thought about it after I saw. I was like, I mean, not that I would amount
Right.
of Porsche money, but I was looking at it going, it might be reasonable to buy that and maybe just have fun with it. They, I saw another one of those for sale. It sold for like nothing. Like I
Yeah.
think if it had been a roller, it would have sold for more money. It had a 427 small block in it. Like
Yes,
it had a
please.
great motor
That would
in
be
it.
so much
It-
fun.
It had a great motor in it.
Tell me that wouldn't be better.
Don't you think it's too much power for that chassis?
I don't know. Is it?
I wonder if it is.
I don't know. I've never driven one.
But not to say that the pieces of it aren't great. I'm not going to be able to find this car fast enough to talk about it. But anyway, it sold for such a small amount of money. I was like, or it didn't sell. It was at an auction site.
Oh, okay.
That's because Porsche people are fucking snobs. Like you can't sell that on a Porsche website. Like
No,
that's
No,
not.
it's gotta
gosh,
be
no.
somewhere else.
People were bitching about it.
But that would be something my dad would buy just to spite.
I thought it looked like way too much fun, and it sounded great.
Like one of my dad's dream things is to buy a C4 Corvette and put snow tires on it and use it as his winter beater. Because
It's aluminum and fiberglass. What's the problem?
That'd be
yeah,
fine.
but Corvette people would be beside themselves with anger, even though it's some old crap C4. So I mean, that's just
Corvette people are Corvette people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't buy a C6 because I don't think
Because
they're
Porsche
better.
guys are just they're just
Speaking
better
of groups,
group.
speaking of groups, the 911 group I'm in is terrible. It's like I hate everybody. It's I don't know what the deal is.
Sorry, JB.
No, it's not. No, that's the weird thing. Like the people I meet are super nice.
Yes.
The people
On
in
the
the
internet.
Facebook groups on the internet
Oh,
fucking morons. Not morons. They're just like really just not nice people. I'm like, what's your deal, man? Like, why are you so mad?
they're getting mad at Flex owners in the Taurus group.
Yes, it's the same people. They're
Yeah.
just those
Have different
have
cars.
bought
just-
a Porsche.
They're in
now.
a different tax bracket.
It's like, man, you guys need to grow up or something. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I'm with you. So
Life's too
anyway,
short.
I don't have a lot else to say about the Grand Tour, but I felt like we should at least mention it. So,
Yeah.
Robbie, let's talk about Power Wheels.
Okay.
So I've owned a Power Wheels for over a year. We bought it for my kid for his second birthday, and he was flat out terrified of it, like to the point where I had to hide it in our laundry room for the last year. And
Is that Hot Wheels? Here?
No, it's a Power Wheel.
no, that's a Power Wheel. It's
Or a
one of the
Power
pictures
Wheel,
I
sorry.
sent to him.
It's a McLaren Power Wheel.
So, then all of a sudden, Katie was talking to me. I'm at work and she FaceTimes me. I'm like, this is weird, right? She doesn't
at
do
work.
that. Like, whatever. So I answer it and I look and it's her in the kitchen with Logan sitting in the Power Wheels and he's pushing the thing and going forward and backward and forward and backward in our kitchen. And dude, I was beside myself with excitement. I've never been so happy in my life.
Take 'em
So
outside.
So apparently, you just
apparently,
like go and pull it out of the closet.
so here's what happened, I guess. So there's this Ryan's World, which is a YouTube channel. It's literally like an 7 to 9 year old kid
There's toy reviews.
who just might even be that old. Like maybe he's 5. I don't know. But he just plays with toys and his parents record him and they're super awkward. He's the he's the number one grossing YouTube person last year. He has a deal with Walmart for his own line of toys.
That's crazy.
He's worth like
Millions.
millions of dollars. This like little kid, and all he does is play with toys on YouTube. And my kid will watch those for hours and hours and hours if you let him.
Yep.
He loves it.
I have a question.
Okay. This will
Just
be,
thinking out loud.
I'm excited.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
If there was a child
Uh huh.
playing in a park
Yep.
and there were thousands of adults watching him
Yeah.
that had nothing to do with that child,
Yeah.
would you call the police?
Dude, I legit.
And when I say thousands, I mean millions, but thousands for this particular scenario.
I legit almost called the cops because there was one guy watching me and my kid awkwardly at a park.
Right.
He watches. He subscribes.
That's what I'm saying.
When we
That's all I'm saying.
let's not talk about it.
I'm just
The world's full of creeps.
yeah, no,
I'm-
you're right. You're right.
saying it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
There's
No,
not that
I'm
many kids that
100%
have
with
access to YouTube when there's no adults, around. That's all I'm saying. So there's adults watching it, and probably not to learn about toys. That's all I'm saying.
There
The
might,
internet's a weird place,
there
man.
might be a lot of people who like, I can't take this anymore. Turn on their YouTube, switch to that, hand it to their kid, and just tell them shut up. I
Yes.
might be in that category.
I agree, but I'm just saying
No, I'm with you.
there's too many people involved
But-
in this scenario.
But if putting your kid on YouTube meant you were making, I don't know, $12 million a year, would you do it?
Yes.
Me personally,
I probably would.
me,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
I'm just saying.
As the sole owner of a child here, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I'm just saying. You should have that thought,
Yeah, no,
wrestle with it, make your decision, and move on.
my kid's not a YouTube star. I've had that thought.
Right.
I think it's weird.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, it's super.
I'm just saying, like, people
But
like
then
Ted,
when Walmart
Ted Bundy
comes and
exist in the
knocks
world,
on your
you know?
door and goes, "Hey, here's a bunch of money. Let's put some toys with your name on it in our aisles,s," and be like, you know
Yeah,
what?
We'll do that.
Let's let the creepers watch the kid. It is what it is.
How do we get the shit on the black net? Like, how do we? We gotta get this.
Where's the real
subscriber
money?
number up here? Yeah.
Shit's out of control. So anyway, apparently what it was that kid was playing in the same Power Wheels that Logan has.
Okay.
Katie was cleaning the house, and Logan was on the iPad so that he'd leave her alone.
Of course.
And he comes running into the bathroom with the iPad and like pointing at it and then pointing at the laundry room door. And Katie's like, "Do you want to get it out?" Yeah. So she got it out and he just hopped right in it. After me trying for literally a year. And like, if I even took it out of the laundry room and put it in our kitchen, he would run away and cry.
Oh,
And I
man.
have no idea why. So it's a Lightning McQueen one.
Yeah.
It looks
So he
just
should like it.
The kid's like obsessed with Lightning McQueen. On a regular basis, he leaves the house wearing multiple items that have Lightning McQueen on them. I mean, he'll be wearing a jacket, a shirt, and shoes, and they're all Lightning McQueen. And he doesn't go anywhere without it. And literally his first word was cars. So I don't know why. If like the thought of sitting in Lightning McQueen was unsettling to him or what.
What did you do to the inside of Lightning McQueen?
Yeah.
Where his eyeballs go?
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe that was upsetting to him. I don't know. But all it took was that Ryan's World kid to flip the switch in his mind, and next thing you know, he's off on it.
Huh.
So since I bought that, I've been in this Power Wheels or this modified Power Wheels group because people
That's fine. That's cool.
people do crazy shit to these things.
I didn't even think about that.
Crazy. Most of the people in that group are just like
Adults.
Well, yeah, they're all adults, but most of those people are just like, how do I make this thing go faster, right? Because
Yeah.
like I can walk at a casual pace and keep up with Logan, no problem. His is a 6 volt. They make 6, 12, and 24 volt for the most part. The higher voltage ones are obviously faster. A lot of people put like motors out of Traxxas RC cars in them, and they'll modify them to use like DeWalt batteries
Yep.
or Milwaukee batteries because those are designed to slot in and out real easy, and you've already got the charger and stuff like that. So that's a lot of what that group is people modifying them to go faster, and like what gears do I have to buy because they got these really cheap, shitty plastic gears, and you're going to strip them as soon as you put a bigger motor in there and stuff like that. But there are a couple of people who take it one step further, to say the least. And they will modify these things to look like the most insane Liberty Walk show car things you've ever seen in your life, and then sell them for thousands of dollars.
No.
Yes, dude. Like, so I sent
Are
Robbie a
these
bunch.
real wheels on that?
I think that all that stuff is 3D printed.
Okay.
I think that's how they're doing it.
So we've got a McLaren and is that a G-Wagon or a Hummer?
Hummer.
That's a Hummer. There's a Liberty
That's
Walk
pretty.
GTR that I sent,
No, I got,
That's a child.
yeah, I got
but
out of order.
like, so I mean,
It's like like a little race.
that's a legit Liberty Walk body kit on it. It's got the ridiculous like GT style wing with the swan neck and all that stuff, and like the wings are carbon fiber. Dude, I'm not kidding.
That's splitter's carbon fiber too. Then.
All of those except for that ridiculous Milwaukee truck that we'll talk about in a second here are from this guy who owns a company called Kid Stance.
Yep.
And you can buy these things from. He'll sell you air ride kits. He'll sell you RC controlled systems. You can put stereos in them. When I was big into stereo stuff in college, there was a class where kids could build. You'd build these stereo boxes on these Power Wheels.
Yep.
And kids could compete with them. And like
Huh.
the only rule was that a kid had to drive it into the staging lanes. But beyond that, you could do whatever you wanted. And like there were some ridiculously loud Power Wheels. Like they'd only play for a few seconds and the battery would die. But
Right.
but yeah, like people get way into these in an extreme way.
Huh.
And like I get dumping a ton of money into like go-karting or junior dragster racing or motocross or whatever your chosen motorsport is, because number one, that can scale with the kid,
Yeah.
and you know, like he's going to get a lot more out of it than whipping around the neighborhood on a $4,000 GTR Power Wheels.
Yeah. That's only cool for a handful of years.
Right.
And then it's
well,
like,
and then he
well-
outgrows it. He doesn't fit in it anymore.
Right.
Like he just
Then you're that weird
flat
kid
out.
riding around in your
Yeah,
Power
and
Wheel.
what's that thing worth on Craigslist? Like,
Nothing, man.
I don't know, it might be, but
But what if you're a professional sports person and you got to flex on your neighbors?
I
Well,
assume
then
that,
money doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. That's what
I
I'm saying.
assume that a lot of his sales, because he'll tell you if you have a car and you want your kid's Power Wheels to look like
Match.
your show car, just I'll make it happen, right? So like he sells Liberty Walk GTRs to people with Liberty Walk GTRs, and he sells those that, you know, there's enough of those people in this world that can be a thing for him.
Yeah, $4,000 a pop. You
And
don't
like
do
there's
it. Don't
there's
do
a
it, man.
bunch of like they make Corvettes and Chargers and Camaros and Mustangs and more like pedestrian cars that you can then modify to look like your drag car or your, you know, kind of over the top street car and stuff like that. And like you can buy 3D printed turbos from these guys and you can buy all these ridiculous things, and it's a world, man.
Yeah, I'd say
It
so.
exists.
Crazy world.
And people do it and spend a ton of money on it. Like I don't doubt that at some point I may consider buying the motors and stuff like that and kind of
Yeah,
upgrading
up it
the
a little
car
bit.
and making it a little faster, you know, as he gets used to it and stuff like that. But I don't see myself putting a Liberty Walk kit on it or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
It's wild. It's a wild, wild world. So, there's that Milwaukee truck that I sent you a picture of as well, Robbie. So, it's a monster truck that he lifted, and then he built like a hitch attachment for it so the kid can tow shit,
Yep.
which is cool. I think that's super rad. I've seen they make like a dually Ford. And
Yeah,
I've seen
I've seen
people
that
build a trailer with a fifth wheel, and like they can tow around their like fake ride on horse in this horse trailer thing, and like that's kind of cool. But then this guy went and put a snowplow attachment on the front of his kid's monster truck.
Couldn't
And
help
there's-
but notice that the yard or the driveway's not scooped.
Yeah, well, there are
Sick
videos of
kid.
him out there scooping the driveway with it.
All right.
The big problem is these are solid plastic
Wheels.
tires or wheels. Yeah,
I guess
tires.
it's all one piece typically.
Yeah, and so there's like it's hard to get traction, but people like staple bike tires to them and stuff like that, you know, to make it have some traction to it and stuff like
Fair
that. But I get my head around snowplow for Logan. That's what's up. He's big into monster trucks right now. It's like his favorite thing in the world right now.
Yep.
So I really wish that we got, or that I could afford or justify buying the Gravedigger one.
He'd love it.
It's fucking sweet. But it's like $350 at Walmart,
That's too many.
and I don't want to. Well, I mean, I want to, but I don't at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So this is why my Omni's always broken, is because I buy stupid shit like that for my kid. You know, like I just can't help myself because he gets so excited about it, and I'm excited about him being excited about it. And next thing you know, we own a bunch of stuff that, you know, like if I wouldn't have bought all that stuff, because he still plays with the same 4 toys every day, and if I wouldn't have bought all that crap, I probably could have fixed the car like 3 times over. And that's the problem.
Is that it?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one.
Gravedigger.
Super, super rad.
It's big.
It's big. It's
Extra
it's
big.
legit tall. Like I don't think he
There's
could.
another. Yeah, so there's another picture with kids in it, but it's super blurry.
I don't think he could climb into it right now. I would have to probably put him
I'll
in
pull
it.
it up anyways.
But like Lightning McQueen has doors that open. And
Oh wow, that is big.
he likes to open and close the doors and stuff like
yeah,
that. And
and it makes noises and stuff, doesn't it?
yes, when you
Yeah,
start it
push
up, the
buttons.
engine revs up, and when
Ka-chow!
yeah, he does the whole 9 yards, and it's super cool. I like it. He loves it. We walk around the block with it, and he just drives and
You getting ready to turn that thing up? Thinking about it?
I want
You should
you
go
so
12 volts.
bad. I want you so
I think
bad.
You probably should.
So
Yeah,
you're fully
just for fun.
capable.
I know, right?
You should definitely put.
So now what I want to do is I want to find like a group of other guys locally, like DMVR members who have kids about Logan's age, and like set up a mini autocross course at the races
and have the kids compete.
and have the kids run through
Well,
these autocross
we know a
courses.
guy.
I know, right? How much fun would that be? That would be the best.
Set it up,
That
Booney.
would be the best.
This is your segment and your
the guy.
notice.
Chris.
Chris?
Booney?
Booney has older kids. Chris doesn't have kids.
No, but there's got to be some of those DMVR guys
With kids.
that have kids in the Power Wheel range.
I'm sure there are.
It's got to be.
What's the next opener?
Speaking of things I shouldn't be buying, but do anyway because I can't stop myself.
Sick.
I know, right? So
That's really cool.
Lego makes a bunch of. They have the whole series called Speed,
Okay.
and like back when we started the podcast, I bought their Porsche and Audi LMP1 kit.
All right.
I do remember those.
I have those, and then I also have a P1. And a couple weeks ago, month and a half ago, something like that, we were up at the Mall of America, and they have like a Lego store in there, giant Lego store.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet place. And they had displayed the new McLaren Senna. And for whatever reason, like originally I didn't like the Senna, right? I thought it was kind of ridiculous and
Ugly
stupid looking.
looking,
And ever since then, it's slowly grown on me, and now I kind of love it.
It's like the Lexus.
It's just like
It's the same as the Lexus.
It's just like the Lexus.
It's
I
absolutely.
still don't want the glass doors. Still think that's a bit on the ridiculous side.
Agreed.
But I kind
Isn't
of
that so you look up the girl's skirts in the passenger seat?
no.
Oh, no, wait. It's for Apexing,
for
isn't
Apex.
it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Ah,
I
dang
forgot.
it.
I forgot.
But I kind of really love the car now, and so I had to buy this Lego. These are only like $15,
Yeah, as a the
so they're really not like
No, that's not bad
they're
at
not
all.
like absurdly priced, but it's surprisingly well detailed and. Other than me being really bad at putting stickers on and keeping them square,
Don't even.
It-
That's yeah.
it
Don't.
looks awesome.
I remember when I built some of these, and
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure the
now-
stickers weren't even on the right panel.
So now I own the
Ooh, that came off.
yeah, it pops off so you can take the guy out. I own the Audi LMP1, the most recent LMP1 car, the Porsche 919 LMP1 car, a 917 Porsche, the P1, and the Senna. And then and I also own a 918 Porsche.
Porsche,
and then
Porsche podcast.
Katie's little brother has got an Enzo and then never put it together, so I'm probably gonna steal that from him. Or not an Enzo, a LaFerrari.
Ah, there
so
you
then
go.
I have the Trinity. I have the P1, the LaFerrari, and the 918.
19. Yeah, you should definitely get that.
So they also make like Ferrari F40s, and
Boo.
there's like new Mustangs, new Camaros, old Camaros. More
Yeah, the 9th generation.
realistic, yeah, more realistic cars.
He hit it both of us. And we've
Did you break
broken
the
it.
wing off? Because the wing just falls right off.
Okay, at least it's not just me.
No, and then it also came with this silly thing, which is like a wind tunnel.
Sweet.
Yeah, I saw, I saw
like that.
the fan on the picture.
Yeah, so it comes with
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like-
you can spin it on this side.
All right, well then it's gonna stay that way with all the downforce.
yeah. No, the wing is very fragile. It's very fragile.
Careful, don't break that.
But I just
I'm
think
gonna
these,
break this too.
I just think these are super rad. Like the tail lights on the back of it are.
I thought you were gonna say that was $50. I would have totally.
I would have believed it.
I would have
believed
not
if
bought
you had
it
said
at
it was
50
$50.
No,
bucks.
I didn't think you would.
Yeah, but those like limited ones. Those
Oh, yeah,
limited
they're out of
ones,
control.
They're like $200.
Yeah, Technic. or
Yeah,
whatever they're
no,
called,
there's a-
they make really expensive ones.
Well, yeah, the Technic ones, but they're like scale. They're like
Oh,
1/18
yeah,
scale.
yeah.
They're big.
They had a mini, like an old school mini, and it was
Yeah.
a limited run, and it was this big. I know nobody else can see that, but it was like this big, and I was like, oh, dude, that's fucking sweet. Like
Yeah.
I might actually buy.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool. That would be fun. I
These
should
are
buy it.
these are fun like shelf art.
Right.
in
Yeah.
your house.
And this was a bigger one.
You
I was
know?
like, this would be really cool. It was $200.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, it's not that cool. Right.
Yeah. I know that you guys love Star Wars
What's
so
that?
so much. So like
It's the one with the Millennium Falcon.
yeah, actually
Yeah, they just-
the Millennium
they
Falcon.
just tagged him in
They
that
have
today.
no, that was not the Millennium Falcon.
That's not what that. That's not what that tent was.
They have a Millennium Falcon one
It was.
that's like I don't know, like 20 inches in diameter. It's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
For a Lego model, it's like $300, and I've still seriously considered it. Just because it'd be so. They have a Star Destroyer that's like the size of this table or something crazy.
Oh,
It's
that giant
huge.
one. I've seen that one before.
I want
Star Destroyer.
I'm not even
Destroy stars, bro.
Gonna, yeah, come
it's
on,
in the
Robbie,
name.
It's in the name.
It's in the name.
It is. Yeah.
It's where they did all the flashlight fighting.
Yeah, it's
Remember
true.
that?
No, that was the Death Star.
But that got blown up.
That Death Star did.
Oh.
Star Destroyers are still rocking.
I don't know these things.
They look like they're the big wedge ones. They look like an arrow, like a giant.
But they're real
arrowhead.
big.
Yeah, they're huge.
Good news, Adam. There's going to be 17 Star Wars released in the next 6 years, so you got that to look
I'm
forward
gonna,
to.
be, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Since Disney bought Star Wars, I have not
Seen any
seen
of them.
all of them, and I have not seen any of them in the theaters
It happens.
because this is how much of a nerd I am. I'm not sure that I want to admit this, but when they had the old Star Wars and George Lucas still owned the rights to everything, and they wrote those books, all the books that were canon, right? They work chronologically, they fit together.
Yeah.
And then Disney bought it and said, fuck all this shit. I don't care about any of it. We're going to make up our own origin stories and our own after those movie stories. And now none of that fits
Makes
together
any sense.
anymore. It's not canon anymore. And that upsets me because a large percentage of my youth was spent reading those books because I'm a nerd.
Aren't there more books that haven't been made into movies?
Oh, it's tons of books.
Oh, so all those Star Wars books, there's like dozens and dozens of
and
books.
none
Right?
of them have ever been made into
Why-
movies. Not a single one.
You already have a thing.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't
that's
you
like
work
what
off
we
the
do.
thing?
That's what we do now is we take books or comic books and we turn them into movies. That's our thing now because we're not creative.
I didn't realize that all those books worked as one.
Yeah, you can start at the beginning, which is like years before the earliest movie chronologically,
Right.
and go to like probably 2 to 3 decades worth of time after the last movie that was made by George Lucas, and they all fit together start to finish with the books and the movies. And there's books like that came out with the time periods between the movies and everything. It all works. There's even the video games even work. And then Disney bought it and said, "Fuck all of that. I don't
would you
care
do
about
that?
any of it."
Why would you do that?
Because they could have left it and then kept the
Kept going.
diehard fans happy.
Yeah.
And the people who don't know any different continue to not know any different and been happy too. But now you've alienated your fan group, me, and I won't go and watch them. I won't do it.
won't
I think
watch them
it's
either.
I think it's really stupid. That's I
Robbie and I agree on something
I won't
Star
watch
Wars
them either.
related. Thank you.
Fuck that. I'm not
I
watching it.
appreciate the solidarity,
I
Robbie.
won't watch that
got your-
fucking
I got your
dinosaur
back.
shit either. Don't go to the fucking island.
Here, I got.
The end.
I'll take one off you.
Okay.
I'll take all the heat onto me.
Okay.
I will not fucking see the Avengers Endgame.
No, I haven't.
I won't see it.
I will not pay to see it. How about that?
I might watch it if it goes on Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. I guess that's paying for it, but I'm not going to pay.
But I'm not. I'm
$30
paying
bucks.
that anyway.
Yeah. I watched
I'm paying
the other
that.
one on
I'm paying
Netflix.
Netflix whether they put Avengers Endgame on there or not.
Did you watch whatever the other one? What's the other one called?
Yeah, it
somebody
sucked.
else asked
Saw
me
it.
that today, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck it's called.
I got
think
pressured into seeing it in the theaters, and I said, "What the fuck
I'm at
is
least
everyone excited
I'm
about?"
at least one to. How many Avengers are there?
2?
No, there's at least 3.
No,
Endgame is at least number 3 or 4.
Really?
no.
I think
I thought it
Endgame
was
is
no. I
4.
thought of all like the Avengers branded. No, maybe you're right. Maybe there is 3.
I think Endgame is 4.
Oh shit.
I have no fucking clue.
We're pissing tons of people off.
Dude.
Speaking of yelling at your phone,
Dude, if you're mad about Doctor Strange, which is a really fucking
Oh
weird
my gosh.
character- How many are there?
There's 4 of them.
yeah, I haven't seen
So you got the Avengers,
the
Okay.
Avengers.
Age of Ultron,
I've seen.
I heard of that one.
Infinity War,
Yeah. Yes.
Endgame.
Yes. Infinity War I saw.
I think I stopped after Avengers.
I,
it
Maybe
was-
that's
the first Avengers was great.
maybe I think you saw Infinity War.
Did I see
The
Was
first-
it the one with the stones and the dude with,
How would I
with the beard that's part of his
fucking know?
face?
The
that
first
guy?
Avengers is a great show.
I don't like any of them.
I liked the first. I'm not a big superhero movie guy.
I can't do any of them.
Like I don't.
Ant-Man? Are you fucking kidding me?
Aquaman.
Katie loves.
I
him.
like Benedict whatever his name is. I like
Yeah,
him.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Doctor Strange is just a weird character.
was not a
man.
good
It's
movie.
The movie wasn't good.
It was. I mean, it wasn't the worst movie I've seen.
It's even a scene with a bunch of watches, and I was like, eh.
I went. Unfortunately, I spent theater money on that.
I did too.
I went with Katie's little brother.
Thanks, ex-girlfriend. I don't even know who that was.
I've moved on.
Whatever. He's not even looking at it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's
This
not that
segment
great.
brought to you by Booney of Factor Fabrication.
We're not done yet. I got one more.
I know this. I want
We
to
got to
remind.
interject it every
Oh,
time.
okay.
I want
No,
to
you're
remind everybody that this infuriating segment
Oh,
about
right,
Star
right,
Wars
right.
and Robbie's
Yeah,
hatred.
No,
of
no, we
Avengers.
just we think we agreed. You don't like Star Wars at all. I think we agreed that old Star Wars is good.
I'll give
2
you
out
that,
of 3.
Sure.
Yeah.
New Star Wars is stupid.
Sure.
3 out of 3.
Agreed. Yeah.
Avengers is
Not-
way overhyped.
Agreed.
3 out of 3,
It-
right?
like makes me angry how much money that's made.
I know. I watched Infinity War, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it, in my
It took
opinion.
them 11 days to break $1 billion
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
with Endgame.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ant-Man. Like, you can't, for me, and I watched Ant-Man because I'm
No,
like,
I'm
there's
with
no
you.
way that this is a movie. And I watched it, and I went, that's really stupid. And Paul Rudd is a terrible actor, and it's all dumb. Like, the whole thing is dumb.
Paul Rudd is fine in comedy
I like Paul
movies.
Rudd.
Yeah, he is fine in comedy movies.
But I can't take him
No.
seriously.
It's like watching a really bad play or something. You're like
Yeah.
really aware that you're watching people try to act, and
Yeah.
it's awkward.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
know
what
you know you're watching an actor.
And then he's called Ant-Man, and he does like the whole thing is, and then they're like going into a different dimension or some shit. And they totally lost me. Did you watch any of that?
No.
Yeah, I've seen
Something
it.
about getting small, and then they go
Yeah.
into like. It's
What I
like,
love is
oh,
that-
it's like
what
the
I love is that-
Adams.
All these people are like freaking out. Like Ant-Man could kill Thanos just like that, right?
Yeah.
Like all he has to do is go real small.
Crawl up
This
his
is
ass.
this is
Hilarious, by the way.
to me. It's
so
like
funny.
of all the holes you choose, crawl up his ass and just get big again, and then he dies. Like he could go in his mouth and blow his head up, or his nose, or his ears, or whatever. Nope,
You got to go up his ass.
we're going up his.
That's why it's funny though, because it's the meme culture,
You have to.
and it's making fun of it. So Ant-Man is the dumbest.
I love it.
No, Aquaman's the dumbest.
Aquaman, yes,
But
that
he's-
guy's from Norwalk though. So
I know
yeah,
he's rad, but that character's stupid.
That dude's from Norwalk.
Yeah, he's local.
Yeah, the guy that plays that was me.
Okay.
It's trying to update. Just
That guy's
Fuck
like,
Windows.
isn't that the guy that's like 9'12"?
Jason
He's
Jason
just
Momoa or
like
something.
but he's
a
like
mountain of
yeah,
a
and
man.
he's also like 7 feet wide.
Yeah,
He's huge.
At shoulders. Yeah, he's from Norwalk.
like he has to duck and turn sideways to go through
Right,
doors.
he can't touch his elbows together. You know what I'm saying?
He's just a mountain of a man.
Right, he's from Norwalk.
really.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
I
local.
didn't know that.
Norwalk
That's awesome.
is like 15 minutes south of where we are.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was such a local guy.
Yep.
That's super cool.
He's done other.
Still won't see it.
He's done
Here I
other
was-
cool
Here I
stuff.
was thinking like Ashton Kutcher was our only like
Nah.
actor claim to fame, and
He's old
he's
news
from
now.
Cedar Rapids.
Yeah,
Jason Momoa is way cooler.
yeah. He was at Grid Life. He was at the
What?
The Chicago
that's
event.
right. Forgot about the Vegas event.
Vegas event. Oh yeah, yes, the Vegas event.
I was like, wait, he's into cars too? Great.
He's the best.
So anyway, next one.
Go on.
Next thing I have to bitch about.
Presented by Factory Fabrication. What is it?
Have you guys ever bought anything from Rock Auto?
Yeah.
Have you been successful in the purchase of said thing the first try?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
I've never
Yeah.
had a problem with Rock Auto.
So I've never used Rock Auto before.
Okay.
This was the first time I'd ever tried using Rock Auto. Because usually when I need something, I need it today because my only vehicle
Is down.
is
Sure.
broken. And so I don't have time to wait for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way where I'll make a decision. I'm like, shit, I want to do it this weekend. And then I order it all on Monday, hoping that it all shows up on Friday.
Well, no, it was like my Audi. You know, like it broke down and like, so now tomorrow I can't get to work.
Right.
Right. So now I have to go to Advance and I have to buy this part
At
now.
premium.
It doesn't matter. Well, so I think that the previous owner of my minivan was a shady dude.
Okay.
So the brake pads on that car, you know how a lot of brake pads, all brake pads, when they get down to a certain point, they start to squeal. They've got those squealer things in them. Most brake pads that I've ever seen, I guess, I haven't done a ton of brake work, but most brake pads I've ever seen, the squealers or whatever you want to call them, are like in the brake pad, right?
On the out, mine are on the.
Yeah. So
Z's
apparently,
are on the outside.
apparently the minivan has like
300ZX, right?
like a little hook thing on the front leading edge, and when it wears down, it drags on the rotor and makes the noise, right? Well, you know where I'm going.
I know where you're
with this.
going with this.
So I think that he replaced the driver's side because the driver's side still has like at least 3/4 of a pad left on it. Mm-hmm. And on the passenger side, I think he just bent the hook out the way and sold it to me.
Oh, what a dick.
And so I wore them all the way down to the backing plates because they weren't making any noise. And
Yeah.
then one day they just were.
Yeah, they're
Grinding.
shitty.
Yeah. and they're, wall of shame destroyed and the rotors trashed,
Of course,
right?
Of course.
I did that with the Z last year, or the 240 last year.
Yeah.
The Power Stop track day pads don't have any squealers.
A lot of tractor pads don't.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Gotta watch that shit.
I went
now.
on session and my pedal went like halfway to the floor. Oh no,
Yeah. Yeah.
lap one.
So I think that he bent because when I pulled them off, they were bent out of it was bent out.
Clearly
of the-
bent.
Yeah, it was like straightened out. So sketchy dude. But anyway, so I decided, I just need some front brakes. No big deal.
Yep.
Went online and priced them out on Advanced Auto Parts. Pads and 4 pads and 2 rotors was over $300.
Oh boy,
And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
that's crazy.
That's not a thing.
It's not a big rotor.
And that's super
No.
common.
Yeah.
It should be like
It's like
$50.
there's literally a million of those things.
Yes.
That's bizarre. I didn't.
It's not
I
like
never
I'm
would've
buying
thought that.
carbon rotors and ceramic
track day
pads.
setups.
I mean, and so I went to Rock Auto and buying all 4 pads, 2 rotors, and the neutral safety switch that I thought was the problem with my Focus
Oh yeah.
was like $140.
Yeah.
Shipped to your door.
Shipped to the door. So I was like, great, order, right? Sent them in. Started changing shit out. Had the car jacked up, or had the van jacked up in the driveway. Had the front end tore apart. Rotors go right on. Went to put the pads in. They're not the fucking right ones.
Really?
And so I was like, well, did I order wrong? Because apparently with the minivan, at least based on what I can gather from parts catalogs online, if you have disc brakes in the back, you have a different front disc than if you have drum brakes in the back.
Okay.
I have discs
Okay.
in the back. So mine's 4-wheel disc. So I went back to Rock Auto and I went and I found what I ordered and I made sure, yes, I did order the one that
For the right
for the
vehicle.
right vehicle. I looked at the picture. The picture showed the right pad. I don't know if that means anything or not.
Typically not, but yeah.
But it showed the right pad.
So you're at least in the right direction.
Yeah, but now my van's jacked up in my driveway with the front end tore apart. I'm not going to put the backing
back
plate back in the brake caliper because that's literally all it was a backing plate at this point. There was no pad left.
Yep.
So I ended up running next door to my neighbor and borrowing her RAV and running to Ames and buying brake pads for the front end of that car because they sent me the wrong ones. And I'm
You
sure
able
that
to send them back.
I'm sure I can, but I'm like so annoyed with it I don't even want to deal with it.
Oh, yeah, no. I guess I've never had that.
And then so okay, that was a catastrophe in of itself.
Yep.
And then so I also bought the neutral safety switch because my Focus just won't start. Like you turn the ignition and nothing happens. And
Do the lights come on?
no, they don't even go out. Like when you turn the ignition on, the car comes on, the radio plays, the lights turn on, everything works.
Okay, yep.
But then when you know, like most cars, you click to start and most of the electronics shut off in the car. Mm-hmm. You know, your radio shuts off,
Yeah, then
your
your
headlights
your
will
starter
shut off,
clicks.
whatever. And your starter will click, 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 click. It doesn't do that. The radio doesn't shut off. The headlights stay on. It's like it doesn't know that I'm turning the ignition. And before when we had the car, I had a couple of times where you'd have to put your foot on the brake and then just like run the gear shifter back and forth a couple of times and get it into park, and then it would start. And I was like, well, maybe maybe the neutral or park safety switch, whatever you want to call it, finally died. And so I just bought another one of those. No big deal. Went to replace it with the one I bought from Rock Auto, put it on there, was tightening it up, and I heard this cracking noise. And I stop and I look at it, and so the housing is two separate pieces, right?
Yeah.
It split all the way around. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
So I ended up going to Advance again and buying that fucking thing too.
Did it work?
No.
Of course. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. It didn't even fix the problem. The car still doesn't start.
Damn it.
Didn't change anything. So I don't even know where to. I'm almost at the point where I'm just gonna have it sent to a mechanic because I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't have any of this shit. Just want to run
frustrated.
again. Like I just need 2 vehicles in my life. That's all I want right now. So it may just go to a mechanic and get
Figure out what the
fixed.
hell's going on.
Yeah, because I don't. All I'm gonna be able to do is throw parts at it, and that's not right. Like this is just gonna turn into the starter's fairly new.
Yeah, it's like ignition switch is probably like my next place I would look.
I can hear. So I had Katie sit in the car, and I stood up by the fuse box, and you can hear the relay click, but nothing happens. So I don't know why. You would think if the relay was clicking that the rest of the car would shut off, but it doesn't. And before, when I was messing with it a while ago, before it got real cold and I wasn't working on the car at all, I couldn't get any voltage at the starter. Like it just,
So it's like a wiring gremlin.
yeah, I don't know what it is. It's got a new motor in it. I didn't put the motor in it. Katie's mom's boyfriend put the motor in it.
Okay.
I know that there's a couple of things that he did that are wrong that I have to still fix.
Yep.
And so I don't know if like it's,
Something along.
I mean, it ran for literally 24 hours, long enough for Katie to drive it from his house to her mom's house, and then from her mom's house to my house. And then I drove it to the store and back and went to start it again, and it just never started. It's just been sitting in my drive ever since.
See, now I'm picturing like when I was wiring up the SR20, because it was, yeah, you would like basically jumper it to the alternator, and then like if you had, nothing was labeled, but if you bought that like the wiring specialties one,
Yeah.
so everything was kind of the same, so you could easily get stuff switched on that. So I almost wondered if something switched, and then it's like faulted out somewhere, and then you have a dead fuse.
But I would have thought it wouldn't. Yeah, I can't find a fuse that's bad. And I would have thought that it either won't start, or if he wired something wrong, unbeknownst to him,
Yep,
I don't fault him for that, whatever.
shit happens.
But if that's what it was, then you would have thought it would have just not started from the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Like, why did it run for a while and then quit? Like, I feel like it has to be something.
Ground didn't fall off or anything weird like that, did it?
I don't know where they came from. I've tried to trace them out, done the best I could, but like I didn't take the motor out, so I don't know where everything is.
Right.
That's the other annoying part. It was the same problem I had with my S10. Mm-hmm. When I bought that thing, it didn't have a motor in it, so we didn't take it out. So putting it back in was way harder than it needed to be.
Mm-hmm. Where the hell does this go?
Yeah, because you don't have the knowledge. You
Right.
know, like you can
Yep.
work from backwards
Nope.
when you're putting it back in. Well, if you didn't do it, It's
You
real
can't.
hard to do.
Right.
It's really frustrating. So cars suck.
Cars are stupid.
Like I've tried to explain this to Katie because she's like, you know, I don't want to work on that car. And I've tried to explain to her there's a difference between working on cars and playing with cars. I love playing with cars. I hate working on cars. I despise working on cars. I hate doing it. Mm-hmm. She's like, doesn't make any sense. Like, no, they're different.
Dramatically different. When
It's
shit's
dramatically
broken
different.
and I need it fixed, not fun.
No, it's
when I'm
frustrating.
tinkering and improving
Yeah.
and changing, modifying,
If I'm
whatever.
playing with a project car,
that's
you know, I
fun.
bought a car that doesn't run, and I'm like, when I bought the Omni, it didn't run, and getting it running was fun. Figuring out what was wrong, getting it fixed, because if I didn't get it fixed today, it didn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
I can just keep going tomorrow. Who
Yep.
cares if it takes me a week, if it takes me a month, it takes me a year, it doesn't matter. This I need now.
Yes.
And it's frustrating, and I hate it.
Plus, on a project car, then you have packages showing up every day. It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah, and now I get packages from Rock Auto of the wrong fucking thing.
I used to always wonder why Jeremy Clarkson bought brand new cars and made fun of Hammond for having old Land Rovers and stuff.
No, I'm with him. If
Yeah,
I could've-
no. Now, older me is like, if I had Jeremy Clarkson money, sure as shit, I would be
Fuck
buying
yeah,
brand
dude.
new cars.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Still,
I love owning like a piece of shit project car.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I don't have any money to work on it because I buy stupid Legos and Power Wheels I can't afford anyway. But you know, I love the idea of owning those cars and playing with them and having fun with them. But that's different.
it's dramatic.
Totally different. And I think, you know, everyone listening to this totally gets that.
Cost of ownership's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
It's frustrating.
It is.
Yeah, your cost of ownership just
My
went
cost of
way
ownership
up.
way up.
But you chose that.
I did choose it.
You know?
I did all my research. I thought about it. But I could also understand somebody having the money and saying, I don't want to do that. 100%.
Well,
yeah, I
understand
get it.
that.
As your third car, sure. Not as your first car.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It sucks. I hate it. I want nothing more than to not own cars that have north of 150,000 miles on them.
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
great.
Well, that's where Robbie thinks they're broken in, but
They're brand new at 100,000.
right. See what I'm
I
saying?
can tell you,
I know
there's
he's wrong.
like nowhere. It's like brand new.
I know he's wrong, but he's
wrong.
he's lived by this philosophy,
It's worked
and
out.
it served him pretty well up until this point.
It's all
And
about,
honestly-
it's all about new oil all the time.
I think
every
oil change.
2,000 miles, just change
New
that
oil.
I think that buying a car from the 90s, the late 90s, and putting 200,000 miles on it is a very different thing than buying a car from 2010, which is 10 years old at this point,
Yes.
and putting 200,000 miles on it. Because you won't get me to believe that those are different qualities of cars, even if you buy the same like level of car from the same manufacturer.
Yeah, it's different. Totally
They're
different.
different because things are built cheaper now. They're more expensive, but they're built cheaper, which is mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. But it's true.
Sure.
Unless you buy an Audi, then it's just bad no matter what era you buy it from.
Somebody the other day asked me if they should buy a TTRS, and I laughed at him.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, you totally want to do that.
No,
You do, you
I
should.
used one.
I want
Somebody else's money.
Sarcasm, dude.
No, dude. I'm not gonna tell somebody else to buy one. Are you kidding me?
There's a One Lap of America. The current leading car is a TTRS.
I can't sleep at night if I tell somebody to buy a Audi.
I can tell someone to buy an Audi with a warranty.
That you plan on getting rid of before the warranty
Lease
expires.
an Audi.
Okay, there you go. There it is. Lease an Audi.
Well, so Don texted me just a few days ago. He's like, he started asking me questions about my TT, like what went wrong with it and stuff like that. I was like, where's this going?
Don't
What are
do
you
it.
doing,
Don't
bro?
do it, dude.
What are you doing, bro?
And he's like, oh, I might be, because he still has an RX-8.
Yeah.
He actually has two of them, apparently.
Oh.
Because apparently he bought another one. I think he's turning one into an electric car. I don't fucking know. It's Don.
He's got wild stuff.
It'll be different next
You
week.
just can't keep up with this kid. But apparently he has somebody who wanted to trade him an Audi TT with like 65,000 miles on it, which is right at the point where shit just goes fucking down
Oh, yeah.
for the RX-8 that he has that's in good running condition. Because I think what he did is
Dollar for dollar, that's probably.
I think what he did is so he bought that red one that I was allegedly excited about driving that I was spotted in.
He was very happy.
There's actually photo evidence of that. We don't have to
Yeah,
doctor
I was
any.
spotted.
You were happy as hell in that car.
And then that one, the guy who he bought it from had just put a motor in it.
Yep.
Apparently, he bought a silver one that had way fewer miles on it, was in much nicer shape, and took the motor out of the red one because it had a blown motor because it's an RX-8. And he took the motor out of that and he put it in the silver car, and now he's got the silver one that's running. And I think he might be electric converting the red one.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But he texted me. He's like, yeah, I asked me all these questions like, what went wrong with your car? What'd you have to fix? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know, dude, like everything.
I need to call you. I can't text this
yeah,
out, man.
and he's like, well, I think I might trade my RX-8 for a TT, and I'm just like 0 out of 10 would never own again. Like, don't do it, dude. And he ended up not doing it because the guy had it represented as a 225 Quattro, which was the big turbo one, like what I had.
Yep.
Air quotes, big turbo. And then Don got there, and it is a Quattro, but it's a 5-speed, which means it's 180 horse, not a 225 horse
Yep.
TT. Which, if I was buying a TT to keep, the 180 Quattro is the one I'd want because the 5-speed's better than the 6-speed for racing and stuff like that. But, I'm going to swap out the turbo anyway. Who cares?
Yep.
But he ended up backing out on it because the money just wasn't there.
Makes sense.
He's trying to tell me that things were $7,000, and I was like,
No.
I don't think it is.
Nah.
I was like, but knowing Don, he'll
He'll sell it for
He'll make
10.
9.
he'll sell it for $10,000, and like if I bought it, I'd have to pay somebody $10,000 to take it
Right.
from me.
It immediately explode when you got it in your driveway.
Yeah, he'll put a couple thousand miles on it. It'll be trouble free. He'll make $6,000 on it somehow. If I bought it, it wouldn't even make it home before it needed $4,000 worth of parts, and it's just like I fucking hate my life.
His luck's got to give out at some point, doesn't it?
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, he always has the right deals on Craigslist.
I know.
all
He's,
the time.
he's dealing all the time.
Anyway, on the Rock Auto thing, Josh Fettis was trying to buy, I think, a timing belt tensioner for his Neon
Yep.
from Rock Auto. And last I knew, he had them send one and then returned it to them 3 times
Oh
because
my
they kept
gosh.
sending him
he did?
the
Yeah, I remember that.
same one, and it's for a 4G63. It's for a fucking Evo.
Not the same.
And they kept sending him the same one for his Neon.
Ridiculous.
I've never had any issues
No, neither
with Rock
have I.
Auto, but
Neither
maybe
have
it's
I.
changed. And it's probably been 2 years since I ordered any
Yeah,
parts.
it's
from
been
it.
a little bit.
No idea.
I've never had the luxury of being able to order from Rock Auto. I know my dad does all the time, and I don't think he has any trouble with it.
No. I'm trying to think if I did, but it's
He
bizarre.
told me one time the secret is apparently so they have multiple shipping warehouses around the country, right?
Sure.
And if you order part A and part B and they're both at separate shipping warehouses, you got to pay for shipping on both items.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they have multiple listings of the same item, you add them all to your cart and then you go over and you figure out
Check
which
the
ones
shipping.
figure out which ones are in the same warehouse and then delete the ones you don't
Oh,
want.
Jesus Christ. Seems like a lot of work.
And that's how you save on shipping. And I was like, or you just run out of the parts store and buy it. But
you
then,
have it today.
But then I find out that like
It's expensive.
brakes are $350 or $400 for front brakes on a fucking Caravan.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a second, I'll buy the stuff on Rock Auto.
Were the pads cheap locally? Was it the rotors
spent-
that were expensive?
So I went to Arnold's. So maybe I should have just gone to Arnold's to begin with. But Arnold's you can't check online. Arnold's is, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of like a smaller, more localized parts store chain, which is like the one my dad uses all the time. It's the only one he goes to if he can. I like them as well. Usually they're like car guys that are manning the counters and they get it, right? And
A lot of them have machine shops in the back.
a lot of them have machine shops in the back, and they're good old boys, and I love it. But I went there, and brake pads were $50, and I was like, "Yep, we'll take those." So my dad, he's like, because I call my dad all pissed off about it, and he's like, "Just give him my account number, and I'll take care of it or whatever," And I was like, "No, it's not that I don't have the money right now. It's just frustrating,
Yeah,
And so then he texts me his account number anyway, and so I go in there and I asked the guy how much they were, and he said they were like $50 some. And I was like, yeah, I'll just pay for those with the card. And he's like, do you have an account number? And I was like, yeah, but I'm just going to pay for them. He's like, well, sometimes you can put the account in and pay with the card, and you'll get a discount. And I was like, all right. So I gave him my dad's account number, and they rang up for $3 more.
Did you tell your dad this?
Yeah, and then he's like, let's try a different one. And he just like
Picked an account number?
Picked an account, like probably some local mechanic that he uses all the time or something like that, and it came out to like $47 and change or something like that. And so I texted my dad and I was like, you need to talk to your parts guy, because I tried to put, or he was going to put them on your account just to see if I got a discount, and they were $3 more. So you might want to talk to your
Talk
guy.
to your dude. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
And yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
That's weird that he did that, because I went to another good old boy shop. I'm not even gonna say where it was or who
Yeah,
it was or
that's
anything like
fine.
that. He does the same thing when I go in there.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on a second, let me think about this. Okay,
Yeah.
10% off.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Thanks, man.
okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, but like he knows my dad, so he'll think about it for a minute, depending on what car it is, and be like, okay, I think this account will get you a discount.
Yeah.
On that. It was when he did it, I was like, that's fucking weird, but that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, a long time ago after I just bought the supercharger for the Omni, and I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to get it running.
Yep.
I like brought the thing into Arnold's, and the parts guy that I was working with, apparently he had an Integra like 10 years before that, and he had went to a couple of autocrosses, and he remembered the Omni from going to those, and he was like so enthused about it. And like next thing I know, I'm in the back in the machine shop, and we're like digging through parts bins that don't even have,
just
stickers
parts
on.
bins,
They're just
yeah.
like parts bins full of bolts and stuff, because I was trying to find some weird obscure bolt that I could use to bolt the two pulleys together, because the pulley that spins the supercharger bolts to the cam gear on that
Yeah.
on that kit, and we were trying to find one that would work, that had a real short head on it, or I don't even remember what it was, but we're like digging through stuff, and the machinist is back there like, I think I could probably turn one down, and you guys are awesome.
That's the way to buy parts.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't-
great.
I don't think anybody
It's great.
has
I've
that.
decided,
that
like
luxury.
I always tell myself I'm not going to go to these brand, these national ones anymore.
Right.
I'm not going to the Pep Boys, the Advance, the O'Reillys. I'm done with them. I'm just going to go to Arnold's. And then I go back to them, and I don't know why.
It's semi-convenient.
Yeah, it's convenience. And you're in a hurry. You're like, I just need it right now.
The one I will go to is Advance, because Advance puts money into Formula Drift. So I will support that.
Literally,
can get my
all the
head around that.
consumables I purchased today for this weekend
Yeah.
are Permatex, Gum Out,
Yeah.
everything that
It's
sponsors
literally-
things that I
it's
enjoy.
the Ryan Turk. I like Ryan Turk. Do you guys sell his stuff?
But that's
I could get the JB Weld, or I'll just get the Permatex.
Permatex.
I'll take the Gum Out. Yeah, it's whatever.
that's good though. That's
Yeah, I
mean,
do it on purpose.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, and you
It's-
should.
it's-
And
it's conscious.
more people should do that.
They
If you sponsor the things I like, I'm going to buy your
they
product.
sponsor. I think they're like the main sponsor for Dylan's car. Now that he's in Formula One or Formula Drift. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pro Series,
you
the
know,
Pro One.
buy stuff that from companies that sponsor Grid Life or whatever your local racing organization that you use is. Like that's, and tell them that.
But yeah, when I
know?
have when I don't have that choice to go to the guy at the place that I'm not going to tell you about,
It's fine.
I go to
get it.
Advanced and get stuff from them.
Yeah.
And I've bought some stuff. Use their online thing to like reserve stuff or order it in
Yeah,
if
I've
I
done
have to
that.
do that.
There's an AutoZone that's right next to work that I know the guys there.
I like go out of my way not to buy things on Amazon.
I've had really good luck
Sure.
with Amazon.
Well, no,
I
I mean
understand- I
just
totally
like
understand
just
that,
like day to day
100%.
stuff.
No, I get that.
Like at
Feeding
this
the
point,
machine, bro.
at this point, like it's sad, but going to Walmart and buying a thing of paper towels is shopping local more than ordering it on Amazon.
It is.
At least you're
Supporting
paying
someone
for
that lives in your
somebody's
city.
wage that lives
But-
there.
When I say that, I suppose you could make the argument that the guy who delivers my
True.
stuff
There's a UPS
lives
guy.
by me too. I mean, it all comes around, but I just,
Yeah.
for some reason, I just hate seeing Amazon boxes on my step.
I honestly do understand that.
I will go, buy stuff in town.
Walmart
whenever I
will put
can.
money back into
The community.
The community though, and then they pay.
And they don't treat their employees too bad. As far as like,
Haven't there been tons of cases of Amazon employees,
Yeah,
warehouse
constantly.
people?
yeah, the warehouse people like work to death and make no money.
no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird deal.
Jeff Bezos is worth $1 trillion, and he just got divorced, and she got $300 million, and he was just like, whatever, get out of my life. Like, I don't want to support that.
No, I get that.
Convenience creates a bizarre world.
Yeah. So
Was that it for you?
I think that's all I really
we're going,
got.
We're going a little long. Robbie, do you want to talk about your motor briefly?
can if you
or-
want.
It's up to you.
Something wrong with your motor, Robbie? Oh, the
I bought-
350.
I bought a motor.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I just picked
You
up.
went for it, huh?
Yeah,
It
actually-
didn't get sold out from underneath you?
Didn't get sold out from underneath me, so I bought a VQ 35D. I mean, it's in really great shape.
So it's not an HR?
No, it's not the HR.
Okay.
It's out of an 03.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I just went through it this
Is
week.
there any difference mechanically, like from where you're at? Like, is the block any different?
I couldn't tell you.
Does it even matter?
I know you can't. I mean, you have to do shit to make it fit. So I know it's not
The
exact.
HR?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same.
Okay.
What's the HR?
High rev?
Oh boy.
Or no, I'm thinking the
If I remember correctly, from
what years are that one?
I don't have any idea.
can't
From what
remember.
Don told me when he owned his 350 a few years ago, the HR made more power, revs a lot higher, and the oiling issue was taken care of that happened there in the middle.
So it's the later one.
I think Don owned an oiling issue year,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I also know that the motor he blew up from an oiling issue was because the oil pressure sending unit failed, and the oil pressure gauge said he had oil pressure, and he didn't.
Oh, fun.
That's what it actually was. That his particular motor. went
Yeah, that's
bye-bye.
the 07 or newer.
The HRs.
Yeah. So no, that should fit just fine. I think there's more you have to do, but whatever.
Well, for
Doesn't
the
matter.
deal that you got, it's all irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got just a completely disassembled engine.
Did you order your stage 3 bearings yet?
No, because they came with it. I couldn't believe it.
What are they?
They're the
Just like
ACR
or
race
like
spec.
a brand that you trust or anything?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so it saved me $100 worth of bearings.
Cool.
If you don't list those on your modifications on some
Then
sort of
you're wasting my time.
registration,
Well, I don't need to do any stages or grades or whatever. Yeah, they're not
When you
stages.
make
they're
a-
grades.
When you make a wheel well, yes, a wheel well
well.
page, you can put all those parts in your build.
I
no,
never
like
did
when
that.
you
That's the
like
thing.
sometimes
Yeah, no,
when you
I-
register for stuff, they ask
Yeah,
you for modifications, and then you got to put
Bearings.
stage 3 bearings.
No.
No, that just means you ground the shit out of your crank.
No, you got to. This is part of the deal.
He
You gotta
said,
put it
like he
down.
said last week, you don't actually have to use
No,
them.
I have the
You
just have to tell people.
I have the STD bearings. Is that better?
I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I went through, measured everything. Like, there's no wear on this. It's in incredible shape for what it is. So, I just ordered a bunch of gaskets. Everything's getting replaced, getting rebuilt this weekend. Rings will be here Friday.
Why was this motor tore down?
He wanted to build it up. He wanted a 600 horsepower.
So it was a running motor when he tore it apart?
It was-
Okay.
Yeah, it's great shape.
Because I would like worry about getting the heads decked or at least checked. But if it was running,
Yeah, I'm.
Did he
I'll go
seem
through it a little bit more thorough this
trustworthy?
weekend.
Was he shady?
No, not shady at all.
was he
No, he had another VQ in his whatever their 4-door thing was.
an
Did he-
Xterra?
I think so. He had it all built. No,
Yeah.
it was in
Oh, he has a car,
Infinity.
like a
G series.
Yeah, it was a four- it was a-
G35 4-door one.
Yeah, something like that. He was showing it to me. Like, that was turboed. I mean, it was a nice car.
This was
Then, then this was for a Z that he
was
sold.
Was he drifter trash too?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
He's a young kid though. But yeah, he seemed to know his shit. So he's like, "What are you gonna do with it?" I was like, "Probably just gonna reassemble it and put it, just so I don't have another overbuilt car." So yeah,
Did he get that, or did he look at you weird?
No, he got it.
I think if anything, it makes more sense to overbuild your drift car.
It probably does.
But
The key is to have more car than your abilities, and then try to
Try to catch up,
bitch
play
about
ca-
it,
play
bitch
catch
about
up.
it, and then blame it on your angle kit.
yeah,
That's the key.
Oh yeah, I'll do
or
that.
lack
I just
thereof.
don't have enough angle.
Oh, if I had more angle,
If I
I'd
had
be-
more angle.
Yeah.
I have
If
too
had
much
wide
power,
spot.
not enough angle.
Yep.
Everybody knows that.
That's my problem. Not
You
the
gotta
fact
get
that
that-
I'm not good at this.
You gotta get
It's-
that handbrake in there. You get that correct.
Yeah, you need
That's-
your
get that
hydro.
spin corrected, and you'll be all right.
Your geometry's off.
You
It's
just
not your
you
fault.
need dial and more grip. That's your problem.
Yeah.
It's definitely not your skill. Seat time.
No, nothing to do with seat time.
Ouch. Somebody out there's like, damn it, that's me.
That hurts. Why are you saying those things?
Digs deep.
Most drifting problems can be fixed with seat time.
I will amend that with most driving.
Driving.
That's
in
true.
general.
Yeah.
That's,
I was thinking the other day, it was just a weird thought that I was having because the Genesis and the Porsche make the same horsepower essentially.
okay.
Obviously, the Porsche's a lot faster.
Yeah, because it
It's
weighs
a
half
lot
as
of
much.
right. It weighs half as much, and the gearing's better,
Gearing's
and
way
et cetera,
better.
et cetera. But I was thinking about, and it goes back to this 700. You can buy a 700 horsepower Corvette thing.
Right.
If you put Tom O'Gorman in my Genesis and sent him around Gingerman, and then I tried to chase him in my 911, fuck that, dude. There's no way.
That's a great way to
He'd
just kill
be
your
behind
ego.
me all of a sudden, be like, "What the fuck?" Like he's coming around again. You know what I mean? So my point
How
is,
does this happen?
right. My point is, your car's not too slow. You don't need more tire. You don't need bigger brakes. You don't need blah 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 blah. It's you, bro.
You
You're
need
the
to stop
fucking
sucking.
problem. You're the wires. You're why you're so slow. And I get, if you got really old tires, yes. If you've got worn out brakes, if you've got like a real suspension geometry problem or whatever. But trust me, you're the reason you're slow.
There is someone out there who can go 3 seconds faster in your car as it sits, guaranteed.
With like one hot lap.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind when you buy stupid shit. Speaking of which, you can buy this Apex Pro, which will help you with this problem.
Oh, damn, son.
Yeah.
Marketing and stuff.
Check that out. Go to the website,
ApexTrackCoach.com.
1010 Apex. Get you half off the suction cup mount. Just put both of them in your cart. And if you send us proof of that you did it, screenshot or whatever, Robbie and I were thinking we got tons of shit. Let's just get
We
rid
got
of some
so
stuff. We
much
got
shit.
T-shirts.
We are
stickers.
sending you a gift packet.
We'll send you some stuff.
Stickers,
We'll have
shirts.
T-shirts in it. Let us know your shirt size. Hopefully we have it. We got lots of Kanga shirts. We got Kanga stickers. We got our stickers. We've got Z3
Resurrection
Erection stickers. We've got
Those, yeah, you'll get those sent to you too.
515 Racing, which doesn't exist anymore. We have those
fine.
stickers. We have
It's
Apex
fine.
Pro stickers, but I think you get Apex stickers, don't you?
We got a couple
like
of Mike
one.
Farr's
We have Mike Farr's
team shirts,
team shirts.
which are super rad.
those are just larges, aren't they?
They're all larges.
That's all right.
We'll send them.
We've got 3D
I think
printed
we only
keychains
have,
that we.
like,
We will literally send you
Oh,
a
that's
gift
right. I forgot
packet.
about those. We have the 3D.
I probably have
printed
some other shit.
keychains.
I got a box full of stickers that I'm not affiliated with. Y'all throw those in too.
Horseshit Christmas ornaments.
From Petrolbox. Yeah, there we go.
We'll send you lots of stuff if you buy one of these Apex Pro.
SCCA stickers, Petrolbox stickers.
I got Petrolbox
Jesus
air freshener,
Christ.
and I've got these SCCA stickers, fun with cars, etc., etc.
Man,
Yeah, you buy an Apex Pro and let us know. We'll send you a box full of
Of
goodies.
shit
Look at
that you
us.
don't want. But too bad. You're
we got
getting it.
Quick Trick stickers.
Oh, we got
we'll
quick-
send you Liquid Death.
If we haven't
Yeah, we
drank all
might even
the,
have a can of Liquid Death.
if we haven't drank all the Liquid Death yet, I'll send you one.
Better get it quick. If that's not an incentive, I don't know.
That was.
Liquid Death.
I did not
mean,
set myself up for that. I was just like, actually, this is a
is
great
perfect-
transition.
This is perfect timing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some news.
professional podcast.
It takes 4 years to get there, but yeah,
Almost 3.5.
3.5.
Three
yeah,
and
I
a
didn't mean to
half.
round up.
Come
Sorry.
on.
Sorry. If I did that on the podcasting group, I would probably be banned.
Yeah, probably.
News.
I don't know how to set this story up.
Let's just roll with it.
I'll just read what you put down because
Yeah,
I have
it's
a lot
fine.
of things going through my head, so I'll just read what you put down. Shooting happens over Ford versus Chevy argument.
I can't.
America.
What in the meth? Redneck.
This is a methed up story.
It's the best though. I just cannot get my head around the fact that there are people in this world who get that worked up about something that's so insignificant.
They were high as shit.
They were high.
I don't care.
Not even so not even Bush Light drunk. They were just high.
They were high as fuck. I think they were doing meth, honestly.
Well, if
They
you
had
look at
to have
the
been.
Look at this guy.
look at the mug shots, they're
Is that guy's skin coming off?
they're clean living people.
I think so.
That's meth. I don't know what that is. I don't.
You
If
just
it's
scratch your
itching,
skin
you're
off,
just
yeah.
scratching your skin off. It's happening in Virginia, and
I'm shocked.
56 happened in not Florida. Or where was the other place we said was the Florida of?
Arkansas.
No, there was
Columbus,
that
Ohio?
town.
Or-
No, it was some town
Oh.
in Indiana.
Somebody actually lived in
Yeah, and he agreed with us.
Evansville.
Evansville,
Evansville, Indiana.
Indiana.
It wasn't Evansville, Indiana, and it wasn't Florida. It was Virginia. And
it,
56-year-old Mark Turner got into this is where it starts getting weird. Got into an argument with his girlfriend's adult son over Easter lunch, I assume, and he pulled a knife on him.
Yep. Pulled a knife.
Ford versus Chevy. they were
Yeehaw.
getting in a tussle. He stabbed his girlfriend in the back
Multiple times.
Accidentally.
accidentally.
Trying to stab her son. She stepped in between.
More ruckusing happens. Turner disappears.
like that.
Gets himself a gun. Because obviously that's where you need to go. You stab
Yeah,
somebody, you might as well go
absolutely.
get a gun. That's
If you're going to jail, just go to
You're
jail.
going to real
Escalation.
jail.
Let's go to jail.
He starts waving the gun at the kid or adult son, and the girlfriend steps between him. Shoots her 5 times. How do you shoot somebody 5 times on accident?
It's not an accident at that
Because
point.
And
on
she
meth.
didn't die.
But it was never in any critical spots.
she
It was like
didn't
a
die.
leg and
Right.
an arm.
And then he shot the son in the arm, and then he got 2 more rounds off, and they ricocheted around and hit the kid or hit the son in the face and in the back. Nobody died.
I'm curious what gun it
If
was.
someone died, I would have left this off because then
Yeah, you don't want to. No,
it's
you don't wanna
taken
let
a
it die.
turn and it's become tragic. But like, people got hurt, and that sucks. But this shit's out.
How do you shoot somebody 5 times and not kill him?
You're a terrible shot.
Is that good luck or bad luck? I suppose it depends on
good.
which end
I
of the
think
gun
if you
you're
were
on.
standing in front of somebody
Point blank.
Well,
and
because
we're
you
like,
know they
shoot
were.
this person 5 times.
They're like me to Robbie away. They had to have been, right?
Yeah, I
Like
think
she's not standing on
I
the
think
other
he's
side
like
of the
right there,
yard.
like I think he was like you're the son
this
and
like
I'm
This
Mr.
is like
Meth
a
Turner.
powder musket.
He didn't say what the gun was. If it
This
was
is
a normal,
Virginia.
if
He
it was a
probably
news
dug
story,
it up.
It's probably just a 22
If we
or
watched this on
something stupid.
CNN, they probably would have said it was an AK-47.
It was- no,
Or
it's
it was
an
AR. It was
AR-15.
an
It's an
AR-15.
AR-15.
Yeah,
It's an AR-15 pistol, but
yeah.
I don't know. It just disappeared with a gun. Came back with a gun. It's the drive. They probably don't know.
I just can't get my head around being that worked up about Ford versus Chevy.
You gotta be passionate about what you believe in, man.
Who fucking cares?
No, nobody cares.
There's only 2 things I care about in Virginia: meth
Yeehaw.
and
In your truck.
your
Ford.
truck.
Apparently,
They're not new trucks. They're
the
old
thing
trucks.
the thing that I wasn't able to figure out is which side was he on.
Yeah, who won?
I don't think it said anywhere. in
Yeah,
there.
what side won?
I'm going to assume he was the Ford guy.
Nah, he's a Chevy guy.
Nah, way, dude, he's the Ford guy.
Well, I guess the drive has the
Because
Ford
people,
picture or the logo.
people with LSs are way more level-headed than that.
No, we're not.
Dude, have you seen the-
Robbie, when's the last time you shot somebody?
All the time.
And did
He
you see
never
how
shot
many
anybody.
how many people were upset about the Mustang fiasco? Ford guys are way
Have you
more
heard
violent
one
about
thing-
their things.
Listen, Robbie, have you heard one complaint from a Chevy person?
I have been clarified on. It's fine. I have been.
No, the
proven
Ford guys are way more violent.
Find me one Chevy guy that's been pissed about this show, or one Mopar guy.
Yeah, but-
one.
But we
One.
we as a
we
collective,
can find you 100 Ford
like if
guys.
I identified as anything, it would probably be if I had to like be a
pick a-
brand
pick a
guy,
brand.
it probably would have been GM.
Careful how you use I identify in 2019. It could go a lot of
I
different ways.
identify as a GM.
I don't know if I do anymore. Definitely a few years ago.
Well, yeah, but like that's what I'm saying.
If it was like, I think the ultimate determining factor of who you are, what camp you fall in, is what pickup you would buy. I feel like that's kind of the main.
but I would buy like
I'm so far. Like I can see myself in a Ford. I can see myself in
I
a
would
Dodge.
buy
I like my
a
Chevy.
5-year-old Chevy over anything else,
Yeah, I like my Chevy.
Yeah, but so you're a Chevy guy then?
or GMC.
Yeah,
Yeah. A
You're a
GM
GM guy.
Yeah, but I would buy a 5-year-old one, not a new one.
Okay, fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, these are-
but
If, I'm,
you were-
buying,
if
if
you-
I'm buying a brand new truck, probably buy a Ford.
or a Dodge. It's the Rams.
I would buy a Ram.
I don't.
I'm hot on the Rams.
I
right
might
now.
even
or a Tundra.
even a 5-year-old
I can't.
Ram. I
Love
might
the
buy a
Tundra.
Ram.
I don't know why, but I can't own a Ram.
But you own the.
Because it's
Omni.
called a Ram.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's the thing,
You
dude.
could
It's
be
the
pulling
lifestyle.
your- I own a
It's the-
caravan.
You got to do the lifestyle.
I own
thing.
more
You gotta-
Dodges than anything else.
Exactly.
You got to pull the thing with the thing that you have.
Right now,
That's
I
true.
own. Right now, I
I'm
own 2
pulling-
Dodges, a Ford, and a GM.
I'm pulling a
no, I
GM
own,
engine.
I own 2 GMs. I forgot.
Oh,
I own,
yeah.
He is a GM guy. He's a GM guy. I don't own any, but I think I own a Fiat. That counts. I'm a Mopar guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
What about a Titan?
Oh, I would love a Titan, an HD Titan with
Would
a
you
5-liter
buy?
Cummins.
Would you
Yeah,
buy
that's
that
awesome.
over a Dodge?
If it was my money,
Yes.
If it was my money,
Yes.
I would 100% buy the Titan
Okay.
because I think
So you're a Nissan guy, Toyota guy.
No, it's
Who
Nissan.
makes
That's-
Titan?
That's Nissan is Titan.
is that
For some reason, because it starts with a T, I want to say it's a
Toyota.
No,
Toyota.
that's Tundra.
But the Tundra is not a full size truck, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
That's their full size truck. It's
yeah,
a
but you
great
don't get
truck.
it. You can't. But it's a half ton without a
They don't.
diesel.
Not yet.
Cringe. I think.
They don't.
Not yet. They're coming.
They don't make a Chevy 3500
No.
competitor.
But Nissan does.
No.
Nissan does.
Nissan does.
Right,
now.
we're not a 3500, but a
2500,
three-quarter
sorry.
ton. Yeah,
Yeah, 3/4 ton.
Yep.
and it's the 5-liter V8 Cummins.
'Kay.
That's kind of why I want it. So maybe I'm a Cummins guy.
Rather be coming and stroking.
That's gross. Rolling coal
That'd be an
with my
interesting
dip in and my hat on.
That'd be an interesting garage.
I see why he shot all those people.
You'd have your Cummins and your Porsche. That'd be a hell of a garage.
That'd be quite the garage.
That'd be a nice garage.
You're gonna need a taller garage.
I'm
though.
gonna need a taller garage. Yep, for sure. Which would you buy, Robbie? You'd buy the Nissan, wouldn't you?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm really high on the Toyota pickups though. But yeah, honestly, if I had,
Toyota doesn't make a big one though.
I know
If
if
you
I
had
had,
to buy
if
a
I had
big
the
one.
money for a big one, it'd be a Dodge.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think if I had the money, I'd have a really hard time. If it was retail, I think I'd buy the Ram.
I think so.
I think the thing is, though, you could go into the Nissan dealership and say, I will give you this amount of money, and they will say, great, please take one.
Yeehaw.
Yeah,
Let's do
we
this.
sold a $60,000 pickup. Woo! But it would have cost $80 if you'd bought it
Yeah.
at the Dodge dealership.
You can buy a Dodge with 1,000 foot-pounds of torque though.
I think I saw you could get a 3/4 ton diesel Nissan Titan XD, I think is what they call it. I think it was discounted all the way down to like 55, and it had
Jeez.
good options. Like it was not a bad truck. I was like, why would you not buy that?
I think they look funny.
They're different.
I think all of them look funny. I think
do all
every new vehicle, every new truck looks weird.
Ford has the best.
Except the Dodge.
I
The
think
Dodge looks pretty good.
Ford's.
Yeah, you're right.
Ford's F-150, but that's not what we're talking about.
No.
I don't know. Are you
I
sure
think
the new one though?
F-150 looks better than the F-250.
Are you sure the new one though?
I don't
Doesn't
know
the new
about
one look
one.
weird?
I don't know. I can't keep up.
Pull a picture of a 2019 F-150. I think they look weird.
Do they look weird? They probably do.
Well, they change them every like 2 years now. Like
gonna
when I
talk
see an
about-
F-150, I'm like, I don't know if that's
We're
a
going to talk
2015
about
or
Ford trucks
2019.
here in a minute.
Oh,
Do we want
cool.
to talk about that then?
Yeah, it was great.
Let's keep going. You want to pull that up for later?
Yeah.
What do we got next?
Yeah, let's just go to the next thing.
I mean,
Speaking of things that look weird-
I think we're Chevy guys as a group.
I like Chevy.
If we were in that fight, Ford versus Chevy,
Oh yeah. No,
yeah,
I don't.
Chevy.
I think
If they had
I
kept
think I would be
making-
on the Chevy side.
If they had kept making performance cars, if the man that sells the desks hadn't come in and cut all the fun stuff, I would probably I might identify as a Ford person, a non-gendered
You
Ford
can put
person.
that on your Facebook profile.
Identify as a non-gendered Ford person,
That'll be on
but
your Wikipedia page.
appreciate your appreciation of
Yeah,
other brands.
That'll be on the Wikipedia page. Michael Beck, a Ford guy.
A Ford guy.
Identifies
as
a Ford guy.
As a Ford guy, comma. But I don't now though.
No.
I might be a Nissan person.
No, we're Chevy or Ford here. Though.
Okay, Chevy. I'm Chevy
Okay.
because Ford's not
Okay.
making all the fun stuff anymore.
You're right.
So I'm back.
Yeah.
I want a Corvette and I want a
Camaro.
Duramax.
Yes.
But I don't want a Camaro because it still looks fucking weird.
It's better though. That's the next news story, by the way.
It's
So the new-ish Camaro.
2020
Can you pull up a 2019
versus.
GT Mustang, please?
Oh.
It's the better looking car.
It's
Not yet.
phenomenally better looking.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a Doug DeMuro video.
And don't click on that.
He doesn't need the
You know what's?
ad
Oh, I
revenue.
said that in another show. He agrees with me on the 996, which really like pains me. Like I lay awake at night and have
DeMuro
sleep.
does?
Yeah,
Aw.
he likes the 996.
It had to happen evenly
Yeah,
to one of us.
but then
and if
maybe
it was
I'm
going
like,
to happen to anyone,
They're
it
like,
was
maybe
gonna
I
be
was
you.
hard on Doug DeMuro, and then I'm like, ugh. I like Cummins. I like Doug DeMuro. Ugh.
Gross. Who are you?
It's time to get into crocheting.
We're done with cars.
Look how much better looking that
It's
is.
so much better.
I don't, in my opinion, I don't think putting a Band-Aid on something and saying that they fixed it is appropriate when Ford makes that. Or even if you go look at the Challenger, which is an old car,
Yes, old
it
design.
looks phenomenally better.
Also, the number one selling sports car in America right now. American built.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's a sports car. I hate the fact that car gets lumped into the
it's-
sports car category.
It's a muscle car. It should be a muscle car.
Yeah, it's not.
It
It's
can
like
be
the
a-
only
it can be
muscle
a muscle car.
It's the only
Just
muscle
let it be
car.
a muscle car.
Nobody else makes a muscle car.
When they list all the segments, muscle car, Challenger, Charger, done.
yeah.
Next segment.
Yeah, because they don't make the 300C anymore, right?
I don't think so.
I think we've gone
No,
over
they
this
don't make
before.
the-
They quit it.
Oh fuck.
No, they quit
Are
it.
you sure?
Yes.
I'm sure it was a news story at one time.
Okay. I just don't remember anymore. It's too many cars.
I think if you're gonna have American built, that's the only muscle car.
Okay, now can you flip back real quick to the Camaro? That looks good. That looks like dog shit.
I don't think it's as.
It's not as bad, but it's not great.
I would own that.
I would concede that it looks better,
Oh, it for sure.
but if
looks
somebody
improvement.
if somebody said you can have, it goes back to we're back on the truck thing. You can have any one of these three. If they lined them up and said like, here's the desirable model of each one of these.
Yep.
It's a Mustang.
I would have it. The Camaro would go away, and then I would have to sit there and figure out which one I wanted
That's fair.
392.
versus a GT with the
350?
track pack or what. No, I don't. That's probably not fair, is it? If it was a
I don't
GT
know, is it?
350, I'd take the GT 350. I think,
But not an R. How about that?
I don't. I still think the GT 350 is such a phenomenal car that
That motor, man.
it's. I think if it was the GT with the track
Okay,
pack,
so yeah, let's say the GT with the performance pack,
Right.
The PP as they like to call it, which kind of
the
upsets
Mustang
me.
PP,
That's weird.
and then if it was the Mustang PP in the Scat pack,
That's a lot better.
I'd have to have a moment to get over that, and
I've
then
been doing a bunch of work in like the Altoona area lately. There is a metric fuck ton of 392s in that town.
there's the guy down the street bought a 392 now. All of a sudden,
I used to
Maybe they're
think
getting
that
cheap.
those were going to be cooler than Hellcats someday because I thought there were less of them, but I don't think that's true
there's
anymore.
60 billion of them. Maybe I would buy the Mustang or be given the Mustang or whatever the scenario is. But the Camaro would for sure be gone. Now, if we went back to the old Z28, if it was the Z28 and the
Oof.
GT 350, I would have to probably go away for a few days and think about that. That would be a real struggle for me because the Z28 is so good
So cool.
at being ridiculous and like huge displacement and totally not necessary, but like
Right.
really fast. And,
Isn't it like
and
isn't that a 427?
it's 7 liter?
Okay.
Is that?
That's not a 427.
No, I
It's
think it
bigger
is.
than
Are
that.
they actually calling it a Ford? Like, is it actually? Is it? What I'm saying is, are
Do
they
they call
lying
it
like
that?
the Mustang? Because it's not 5 liters, you know. And it. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Because now they say everything in liters, but like if it was,
We should bring back cubic inches.
oh for sure,
Cubic inches
way
are-
cooler.
It's,
What,
it's a bigger
Dodge?
number.
Dodge.
Yeah, 392.
Yep.
They fucking get it. But here's the thing. If you put those three cars in front of me, the Challenger would be the first one I'd push aside. Because the Camaro
of the
and
2020s.
the Camaro and the Mustang do what I want to do with the car way better than a Challenger does.
Yeah.
And so I don't want the Challenger.
That's fair.
But if it was a Camaro and a Mustang and a Charger and I had to drive it every day, that might be a different answer.
If I could get that blue Charger, that crazy blue color,
Yeah.
in the 392
Yeah. I want mine in purple.
or purple would be good.
I want mine in purple. I'm a man. I can own a purple car.
You
right?
absolutely can.
You gotta be
All right,
comfortable.
cool. Oh, I'm quite comfortable, Robbie.
You talking about the light blue?
It's
Not
that
trying
real
to
light
impress
kind
anybody.
of.
Fluorescent.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Yeah, for some reason I just really like that color.
It's a good color.
It looks really good in person. It's
Yeah,
very
it
loud.
looks great
I think the
version.
Charger is a better car than the Challenger.
It's a better car. Useful car.
I think it looks better.
As a ridiculous automobile and as something that's more practical at the same time.
Yes.
Like it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, even
but it's
outside
also
of the
more practical.
practicality, I think the Charger is a better looking car.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
But if I had to pick between those three cars, I would push that away. And I don't know if I would take the Mustang over the Camaro because I think the Camaro is a better performing car.
Okay.
I drove it again last weekend.
You drove This
2018.
Gen 6 or whatever. What do they even call it? C.
I don't know.
It's not
I'm
the
not
C.
even gonna do
We're
it.
not even gonna do the generations.
I don't care.
It's 2018.
2018.
Yeah,
So
2018.
this is the refreshed version of that.
Yes.
So it's essentially the same thing. It just looks different.
Yeah, I think SS. It was. Yeah, still, I don't like where you sit in the car, but
See, that's the thing is I have never sat in. I have sat in an S550.
I did spend some time getting my seat to a compromising position where I can drive and see things, but it still wasn't ideal.
I have sat in. What would that have been? A 5th gen, the first refresh 1LE.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I've sat in the passenger side of one of those, and I don't think that I can be comfortable in that car because I think the door is too tall and the window is too short, and that bothers me.
yeah. It's like right. It's like
You're-
right at
it's
the.
right
It's
at
right at
the
your
I'm
face.
shoulder.
I'm a short guy.
But I want to sit down. Like
I like
Yeah.
sitting low.
it almost doesn't matter how tall you are. I want to sit with the seat all the way down.
Yeah, usually. I think the dash is too tall and the windshield is too raked, and I don't think I can be comfortable in the Camaro, which sucks
But the
because I
Z-
kind of want it more.
The Z28. It passes into that ridiculous field.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And so you can forgive it for things. In my opinion.
Yeah,
It's like having a Hellcat Charger.
love-
It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but it's really lovable because it's so ridiculous.
I love that they like on the Z28 the emblem on the hood or on the grill
Yeah,
is empty.
gotta get that flow tie.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
You need that flow
That's
tie.
what they call it, the flow tie, because it flows air into the motor better.
It's wonderful.
And
It's a
it-
great idea.
And so it cools the car better and things work better because
But it's one of those things.
It's a
Like
race
there's a
car.
video of an
And I love
engineer saying,
Yeah.
we had to take the center out of the badge to get enough air into the engine, so we called it the flow tie." And I'm sitting there like,
yep, I need
I'm
it.
in on that.
I
And then
need it.
there's a video where he's like, "We braked so aggressively that we spun the tire on the rim, and
Which-
so now
which-
the wheels
that's-
have knurling on the inside." Like, yes, I like it.
But
Sounds
dude,
good.
that's a thing.
I know, but the engineer told me that I need, and that's what
Right.
it's
yeah.
got knurling
and then,
on the inside.
And then you take that car to Cars and
Right, and I
Coffee
tell
and you
people.
tell people about why it's better than your Porsche 911 because
it's
they
got
did all
knurling.
these things.
It's got the knurling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does your Porsche have flow tie? I don't think so.
no, it needs the neural though.
It needs that knurling.
We should just put beadlocks on it.
Sure.
Factory beadlocks. Let's do this.
All right, we gotta keep going. The
Okay,
episode's
sorry.
gonna be way too long.
Sorry.
Talk about fun stuff though. V8 or shit. Ford's not making V8s.
For the trucks.
Yeah, they're slashing production by like a third, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're cutting a full shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a third.
But then they said we're not going to lay anybody off.
No, they're shipping them to another site to make.
Aren't they making
other-
that push rod motor?
Yeah, I think
Was
that's
that
where-
what
I think that's
were
where
they
they're
talking
going.
about the Power Stroke?
I'm not sure where they're going, but I think they're going to.
It's a really sexual name. We were talking about diesels at work the other day, and I was like, Power Stroke's got like a lot of connotation on it.
So does Cummins.
Cummins, Duramax, not really.
Duramax, kind of, it's
No, that's not quite so much.
maximum duration. I mean, it's kind of, if you want to be a little weird about it, it's a little weird.
If you want to get out of graph, I guess. Talking about. Anyway, so they were either going to do the Power Stroke, or
Sorry.
they're either going to. Hold on. They're either going to do the Power Stroke, or they were going to do that push rod V8.
Yeah, but they're not making the V8 that's in the Ford pickups right,
Right,
now.
Super Duty engines.
Yep. That's because they're not selling.
People are buying Ford GT motors.
Yeah.
They make a shitload of EcoBoosts and
There's like
non-EcoBoosts.
4
now.
of them.
There's the
And then there's a naturally
right,
aspirated V6.
Yeah. So there's the 3.5. There's I think the 2.7.
Yep.
There's the 3.3 naturally aspirated, and there's a 3-liter diesel.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, all they care about is the most mileage with the least compromising towing rating.
Which apparently is an EcoBoost.
And if
Right, we got-
if I
Or
can
a
get that with the
3-liter
EcoBoost,
diesel.
yeah, if I can get that with those, and I don't have to get the V8, then I'm gonna go for that.
I think
one.
that 3-liter diesel makes sense. You know where they need to put that? Is in a Ranger.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because then, because Chevy's got the Colorado and the Canyon, and they've got the diesel, and apparently that's a great little truck. If you're just trying to pull like an open car trailer and a light car, apparently they're great.
I believe that.
Ford's got to do that too. Put that 3-liter in there. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's driven by sales, and if you're producing something that can do it more efficiently, then people are going to kind of go that way.
I think that we've talked about it a lot of times, but this is it's the beginning of the end.
So what you're saying is they're phasing out that overhead cam motor, and they're phasing in
Push rods.
that push rod motor. Is that what you're saying? I just wanted to make sure that I'm understanding what's
Chevy
going on
versus
here.
Ford or
I'm
whatever.
just saying, it seems to me like push rods are better. That's all I'm saying.
Mathematically.
That's all I'm saying.
Sales numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. That's all I'm saying. People have spoken.
The people have spoken.
So, on that note,
Chevy is a leader in its field.
right,
That's why we're Chevy guys.
right, like in what year was that? 1950
50
something.
Yeah.
We would push rods.
Gen 1
and
small
keep,
blocks.
keep making push rods. 1998, we made a better.
The only thing that
better
Ford,
motor and
the only
push
thing that
rods.
Ford's ever done better with a V8 is put the distributor in a reasonable
in the front,
place.
right?
It's the only thing.
We don't use distributors now, so like,
who
what do
cares?
you got? Not much. A lot of fucking cams. Some more shit to go wrong.
Nobody's swapping coyotes into random things, are they?
They don't fucking fit.
Not on purpose. You always got that one. You got that one guy.
There's that
You
one
got
guy
that
that, like,
fucking
makes
one
it work,
guy.
but
It's
it's-
just like,
yeah.
oh, that's good for you, I guess. I don't know why you went through all that work.
Speaking of the perfect engine to swap into things,
The Helephant. It's a really stupid name. The Helephant.
It's the worst.
Why would you call it an engine? It's like, oh, what's better than like a cat, like a predatory cat? An elephant.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit our name.
Joey's
the
right.
Elephant.
Joey's right. Write it down.
Damn it.
What meeting was that?
The best meeting. Are you kidding me? What I want to know is what names they
got thrown
didn't
away.
They didn't use.
Because, that's a bad name,
It's a terrible name.
but it's kind of a good name.
Yeah, but it is a good name, but it doesn't like 1,000 horsepower engine. I'm not like elephant,
all I'm thinking is weight and how big it is.
Yeah. Well, that's kind
Maybe they
of
don't care.
That's a Dodge
part of
thing
the
too.
deal.
It's a large engine, but
That's a Dodge
Do they
thing.
even know how to make an aluminum block over there at Dodge? Or they just,
I don't know. Do they?
I have no idea.
Are they? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
surely
care.
there's aluminum there somewhere.
Somebody,
You know what?
somebody
If-
has some aluminum here, right?
If you make enough horsepower, it doesn't matter how much it weighs. It's power to
maybe,
weight.
Maybe when you walk into the Dodge engine factory, that you're like looking around for raw materials or whatever, and you're asking about aluminum, and they're like, "I'm not." It's just
No.
a what? It's not
this,
even a real word.
Was
like,
this a
why
boat
would you-
factory? Get the fuck out of
Exactly.
here.
Does this look like Europe to you, you fascist? Right? You know what I mean? We use cast iron here, you dumb fuck.
That's the Italian factories.
Right.
We put that in our Ferraris.
You seen how well those Alfa Romeos last? Go over there.
Car
You
and
want
driver
fucking
won't even
aluminum?
recommend you buy one.
You want that fucking aluminum? It's working out real well for them.
I'm telling you, man. It doesn't matter how
They make
much
a
it
nice
weighs
pickup, you know what I'm
if
saying?
it makes a lot of horsepower.
So what is Mopar doing with this engine?
They sold, they're
They sold it
1,000
all
horsepower.
of them.
They were $30,000 and they sold them in 2 days. And you know what annoys me? If I had $30,000 and I was just full of piss and vinegar, I would have bought one.
Absolutely.
And I would have brought it in and never got it out of the crate and then waited until this news story came out. And then I would have called Bring a Trailer and I would have said, guess what, guys?
I got one of these.
I got one of
Let's
these.
do this.
Let's see what it sells for. Or send it to Barrett Jackson.
I wonder what the markup would be.
It'd be pretty damn high.
You know
I
what?
think
I'll
it'd be
buy
a lot.
two.
I bet you get 50.
We'll buy two and sell one at Barrett and one at Bring a Trailer and see what happens.
Yeah, or sell one and sit on the other one for
10
till you
years.
retire, and then and then it'll be a whole shitload of money. It's a brand new one. It's all rusted and piece of shit, but it's got no miles on it though, right? Yes, there's no miles on it. Great, 100,000. I'm not gonna spin it over anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no shit. It's going on an
It's
engine
in the
stand.
original crate. Yeah, it's in the crate. All right.
It's just going on an engine
So
stand. in the
how
corner
many
of my
drift
man
cars could
cave.
this fit in?
None.
Maybe that's where one of them went.
That'd be great.
It's done. Your engine package is done.
That
Yeah,
guy.
well, we
the
talked
guy
about that with the Ford.
The guy with the Viper pulled that V10 out, put that thing in instead.
That's what he should do. He's
Yeah, this might weigh less.
the other Dean.
He's just having a lot of trouble with that motor.
I'm sure he is.
It's funny how that
Why
works.
would you not? I mean, why? How could you not
I
expect
still
to have
think
trouble with
that Dodge could not have built Vipers fast enough if they would have put the Hellcat motor in the Viper.
I
They
agree.
were talking about
It
doing
made
it.
made
should've.
more power than the V10. It would have fit in there, no problem, because the V10 is a monster of a motor. 8.4 liters.
And it's so long.
Yeah. It would have fit in there. It would have made more power, and it would have been cheaper to produce.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer.
They would have sold.
It would have sat better in the market with the Corvette.
They would have sold tens of them instead of singles of them.
We gotta keep going. This is the longest
let's
show
do it.
of all time. VW may only bring the next gen GTI and R to the U.S. according to Motor One website.
It's not true.
I'm shocked.
So
Shocked.
this is another case of journalism regurgitation,
Yeah.
I guess.
Who's the source?
So someone made up a story. I think it's really what it amounts to.
I think, based on what
They had an unnamed Volkswagen employee.
I think somebody said they may not bring the other Golf models to the United States.
Right.
But that's not how they prefaced.
No, they
story.
They said
No, they're
Volkswagen
like-
to kill.
They're done with them. We're just bringing R's and GTIs. Volkswagen's just bringing the performance market. That's it.
Yeah, because that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like they're gonna kill
That's like exactly the opposite.
Are they
of
gonna
what
kill
all
the
do.
e-Golf? No,
Not a chance.
it's not gonna happen.
They need that for their eco credits.
Yeah. So, but then I think it was Jalopnik, wasn't it? Was that-
Yes, this article
So-
is from
This one was,
Jalopnik.
yeah.
I gotta give credit where credit is due. Kinda. They regurgitated this and, went, "Bleh," and they puked it onto the internet.
But they did say it. That
just
they,
like everybody else, because
Yeah.
I saw it on Car and Driver, I saw it on The Drive, I saw it on Autoblog, I found it obviously on Jalopnik. It was everywhere. That just everyone was like, "Bleh, here it is," right?
Yep.
And then Jalopnik reached out to VW for confirmation and then updated it when VW responded and said, "We haven't decided what we're going to do yet. We may or may not bring any or all of those models to the US.
Yeah.
It's still up in the air."
So it's not a story.
right. It's not. There's nothing. There's nothing confirmed.
But I went back and looked after, because when I was scrolling through trying to find news stories for this, I saw, I think on The Drive first, and I clicked on it and I kind of scrolled through it and I decided, oh, this is rumors. I don't like talking about rumors.
No.
It's just one of the things I always try to stay away from, because who cares? I want to talk about facts, things I know are happening. Unless it's something that's really interesting or exciting, I tend to try and stay away from rumors. So I open it up, I look at it, I see, oh, this is a rumor from some unnamed Volkswagen source. This is bullshit. Moved on. And then I kept seeing it over and over and over again. And then I saw in the title that Jalopnik said updated. Okay, clicked on that. Read through, found the updated part, and then I went back and checked everybody else, and no one else has said that. Jalopnik was, at the time, was the only news source that had
Update it.
at least, well, I mean, I don't know if any of them reached out or just didn't care enough, or did reach out but didn't update their stories. I don't know. But Jalopnik was the only one that was like, hey, I know we just kind of puked this onto the internet and turns out it's not real. Here's what Volkswagen said. And so I kind of, sort of, have to give them credit.
Yeah.
You can give Alanis King credit. I think she's good, right?
I don't like her.
She's the one that does Rally.
I know, but I don't like the way she writes.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
She's usually the one that like makes, like, she was the one that wrote the license plate story.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that her? I thought that was the other female writer.
Oh, maybe
did
that
it.
is the other female.
Kristen.
Might have been Kristen. I don't know for sure.
I don't know the names.
I don't like Jalopnik, so I don't follow any other
Yeah,
people.
that's really what it boils down to.
Whatever. Alanis King did some actual.
Journalism.
But what
Journalism.
should have happened, in my opinion, if this was me writing this, I would have reached out to Volkswagen, I would have got their answer, and I would have ran the exact same story, except I would have said, here's what everybody else said. We reached out to Volkswagen and got their take on it. This is all of the facts that we know. And then I would have
be a
released
good
that
article.
story. Because I think it also makes them look stupid for going out and updating it.
Yeah, because they have to reach.
Well, I think it makes
They
them
have
look
to backpedal.
stupid when they put they list their sources as like,
I think
what
you
is
have
this?
to.
No, I just mean like, what is this website? And
Yeah,
like,
they
who,
find these
who is this
backwater
unnamed
websites.
unnamed employee? Like, what is this shit? Like, why would you? Okay, so yes, you have to cite your sources. If those are your sources, why wouldn't you go?
This is not a good article.
Let's
I'm not going to
fact
do
check
this. Right.
Let's call up Volkswagen. They have a source. They have an email or a phone number to a guy. You know they do. That's literally their job, is to have that guy.
Yes.
One phone call, one email, fire it off. 10 minutes later, you've got an answer. Who cares? The way Facebook algorithms are, because that's where everyone's digesting this shit anyway, I'm not going to see it till 2 days after you post it. So another 10 minutes ain't going to matter.
As long as you get it right, man.
I think it's more important.
Oh, this Motor One thing is like part of some huge conglomerate of
BS.
no, like motorsport, whatever all this shit is, magazines and. I've never heard of this before.
I don't know.
Has anybody heard of Motor?
Only from like
Motor One?
being sourced on a Jalopnik article.
Part of the Motorsport Network. They claim they have.
Is that like a
520
podcast network?
I don't know. They claim they have 520,000 likes on Facebook. Let's fact check that.
Yeah, but how many of them are real? How many of them did they buy?
It's on their about us
520,000.
540,000.
That's not that many. I mean,
Motor
it's
Trend has 3 million.
539,000 more than we have,
have,
but that's not the point.
Let's see here. Looking around, looking at page engagement. Ooh, it doesn't look great. So I don't know. I don't know who this is, but they were listed in some other article too that was bullshit that we talked about.
I think we've had it time and time again.
That's how I recognized
and
it.
Most of the time, most of the time they're in the rumor articles, and I just ignore those because I don't like them. Because, the rumor comes out. In a month, if it actually is real, it's gonna get confirmed. I'll talk about it then.
Right.
But I leave rumors out
like,
90% of the time.
That's how everybody else functions. Well, okay, I take it back. That's how everybody that's not in
the news
functions.
The news cycle.
Right. Everybody that's not in the news cycle functions.
in any of the news genres.
Yeah.
It's
Or like
just part of
Watch
the
News is
race.
the only thing I keep up on because I cannot stand the news. I don't care who it is. I can't fucking stand it. And I can't stand car news anymore because it's like the same shit. It's just about cars.
Yeah.
And so,
like, I know you guys were complaining about electric cars and we're talking about them too much, like those last 2 weeks or whatever. But
What else is
like,
there?
50% of the articles that are out there right now, things happening in automotive news, are in some way, shape, or form related to electric cars. That's just what's out there right now.
because I think that they know for people who are not car enthusiasts,
Are gonna click on them.
they can still put that out there for people to reach out to those people. If they put out performance articles, their engagement with that is with the general public is probably nil. You're only reaching out to auto enthusiats. But if you put
Sure,
out a
but like-
Tesla article,
but
that
like-
could reach tons of people.
Why does Road and Track need to put that shit out?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is that, like, some guy will go out and buy an automatic convertible Corvette and a Road and Track subscription.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Probably.
So
Anyway, is that it?
that's all I got.
Yep.
I'm not going to say anything else. This is a long episode. Bye.